throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Picked off by Xavien Howard. Tagovailoa is trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Hard work.
What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and I'm joined by some of the Mod Squad, headed by the god of the Mod Squad himself, Rhino Sith, but also Powerhouse and the homie Dame Deast.
What's good?
Yo, hands up.
Hands up to you too.
What's good, man? It's Dolphin land and hell is hot, Dame Grease, right now, okay? Because, guys, there's a lot of news. Obviously, everyone who keeps trying to push this Watson narrative, well, this show is not the show that you want to probably be watching tonight, because we're about to kill that real quick. I mean, lo and behold, if people were even watching social media today, I mean, what was the play today, guys? Everything was pointing to Deshaun to where, Rhino?
San Francisco. It's like there's an echo in the room.
Oh my God! Oh my Lord! Didn't see that coming. Yet here we are. So yeah, guys, if you guys haven't seen it, we're gonna go over literally word for word, and we'll break it down and give our thoughts like as we read through it. We're gonna go over Cameron Wolf's latest article about Tua Tagovailoa and Brian Flores, and it was basically a pretty candid interview regarding Tua Tagovailoa with Brian Flores. So we'll go over that. There's some Senior Bowl news. There's some Shrine Bowl news, just little tidbits that, it's Dolphins related. So got to keep y'all posted. There's some offense. There's some updates in the offensive coordinator search right now. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about and show a little interesting tidbit that Rhino, he's been talking to it about us backstage. And then tonight, I guess for the first time in forever, I actually freaking listened, and he showed me the transcript, and I was like, oh boy. So we're going to talk about that as well when we talk about the OC. We're also going to talk about a little bit about the New York Jets and some news regarding the number 2 pick, because y'all know who I've been banging the table for. You can see the picture below me. You can see the picture in my avatar with our boy right there. There is some news regarding him, and then I want to open it up to everyone else and get their thoughts. Really, I want people, when we open this up tonight, guys, please, I really want everyone to come on. I want to hear everyone's thoughts on Brian Flores. Now, we can talk about everything else, but when you join tonight, the first things out of your mouth, I want to hear about what you think about what Brian Flores said, because, I mean, it's going to kill a lot of narratives. Let's just put it that way, right? And they'll be the same people that they want to believe him one day, but now because this is coming against their narrative, oh, he must not be telling the truth or whatever. But because he calls out the, Rhino, if I remember correctly, he calls out the media.
He went after one in specific without calling his name.
So it's pretty interesting. Let's just hop right into it, guys, because this is the good stuff right here. And I know Powerhouse, have you read this yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Powerhouse hasn't read it. Dame said he's actually had a chance to read little excerpts of it and stuff. So here we go, guys. Hey, Powerhouse, Rhino, Dame. If you guys want to stop and talk about something, just say, let's talk about this point. All right?
Got you.
All right? Okay, so the Miami Dolphins quarterback situation has been at the center of the news cycle early in the offseason. But when asked about it Thursday, Coach Brian Flores reaffirmed his support for Tua Tagovailoa and expressed excitement for his development going into year 2. And I quote, a lot of attention gets paid to Tua, but I thought he made a lot of improvement over the course of the season. I'm excited about the future with him, end quote, Flores told ESPN. And I quote, he's a young player, talented player, bounced back from the hip. I think this is a big offseason for him. That year 1 to year 2 jump will be important like it is for all rookies, end quote. I mean, we can start right there and say
Mm-hmm.
pretty much sounds like he's planning to see what they're going to get out of year 2.
Outside of Xavien Howard, I've never heard him talk about one player so much, ever. That's a lot to talk about one player from B-Field.
And especially
Rosen this way.
Exactly, Powerhouse. And also, guys, I think we can all agree, you know, you go back to training camp, it was pretty evident they're not, Flores especially, he's not an open book.
No, he's not.
When he's candid like that, take that to heart. That was much more deeper, like Powerhouse said. You got very generic one-line answers like, you know, we liked what we saw from the end of him by the course of the end of the season in regards to Rosen. He didn't say, you know, that year 1 to year 2 leap. I'm excited in my future with him. That's what I keep telling people, guys. You know, it goes back if you were watching the All-Star panel yesterday, right? Like, or the All-Star round table, whatever you want to call it, the content creator round table, whatever. All right. What did I keep telling y'all with Joe Douglas? All right. When you're a GM, what's the thumbprints on the team and the franchise?
Yeah.
Your coach and your quarterback. Listen, did they draft Josh Rosen, guys?
No.
Did they draft Ryan Fitzpatrick?
No.
Did they draft Tua Tagovailoa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did they spend pretty much very high draft capital on the man that they drafted?
Yes.
Is it fair to assume that they have attached their legacy and their careers right now in Miami to Tua Tagovailoa's name for the near future in terms of like 2 to 3 years?
Yes.
Sure.
Because let me ask you guys this now, and you can expand on this one if you want. If I draft you at number 5, you're my guy. I'm telling everyone you're my guy, and I trade you away. Not only how does that look to rookies coming in, how does that look to free agents coming in?
For me, it's something that would be very bad to send the message to the team. This is not like Cardinals, where the GM fired the head coach and was looking to move on
And
bring a new
Rhino,
head coach. So
add more context. Who did Steve Wilkes want to draft?
that year, I think it was
Josh Rosen.
right.
Yeah, Rosen.
He made them trade up.
Yeah, to get him. Yeah.
You can literally go watch, guys. You can literally go watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah.
In I know Dame's seen it. In the war room of the Arizona Cardinals when they make the pick.
Jubilation.
Buddy, the GM hands the phone when he's talking to Rosen to Steve Wilkes because he says Coach Wilkes was the guy who wanted you. Like, he literally says that.
Right.
He's the guy that told us to want to trade up to you. Like, that's why when they fired Wilkes, Rosen was right out the door. Why? Coach, his guy, gone.
Yeah, because you're bringing a new coach. You don't want him to have the old quarterback. You want to have the new quarterback under the coach. So
which is going to be what I know we're foreshadowing, which is going to be what's interesting about what we're about to show you guys later on. It's going to be, you guys are going to be, we're regarding Penei Sewell. You guys are good. Mine's going to be blown a little bit. But anyways, so last week, Dolphins general manager Chris Greer made clear there wasn't any quarterback controversy, saying, and I quote, Tua, we're very happy with. He's our starting quarterback. End quote. Still, Tagovailoa has been the subject of questions, criticism, and speculation after an uneven rookie season. As Dolphin coaches and executives go deeper into an offseason that includes an ongoing offensive coordinator search and an opportunity to coach the Senior Bowl later this month, they move past the questions and towards a future that includes Tagovailoa. And I quote, criticism comes with territory in the NFL across the board. Our team did a good job ignoring that stuff. Anyone who saw the Dolphins this year saw we were a tight-knit group, and I think that's still the case, end quote, Flores said. And I quote, the idea that there is any kind of fracture is overblown. I thought there was a lot of support throughout the locker room. My message to the team has been to ignore the noise, and the people inside the building are going to tell the truth to you. Without all the information, how do you make any determination about what's going on? Rhino, you're laughing. Go ahead.
The only thing he was missing was at the end of that statement, Armando. That's the only thing that was missing in that.
Yeah.
And again, for him to be so open and specific. The guy is a closed book.
Yeah.
It's like we were saying 2 days ago. They have to come out and they have to address it. The very next day is when this article showed up.
I thought of you when this came out, Ryan.
I was
like,
so
wow.
happy they did. I don't know how they were going to do it without acknowledging Watson, and they did a great job. And I don't know what else. What do they have to say? Dan Marino has to be in the draft for us to replace Tua. I don't know what they need to hear. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Well, what do you think, Dame? Like, I mean, look at how candid he's being. Like, this is one of the most, let alone the quarterback position. This is one of the most forward he's been about any player.
I'm glad, for the coach coming out and just stating like, this is my guy. Also, what you said earlier, especially with the Cardinal situation with Wilkes, that's why he got fired. He hitched his wagon to Josh Rosen, and hitching your wagon to the worst quarterback in that draft and a total overall bust. That's what happens.
Deserve to be fired.
Yeah, and God forbid if Tua turns out to be that guy, which he's not, but I'm just using a hypothetical, then Flo and Greer might suffer from that.
See ya.
But they're sticking to their guy. They have, when you draft a quarterback in the top 5, you are, like you said, Reason, you are putting your career on the line with this guy. That's why you do all these intense background checks, see how his upbringing was, see how he thinks, see how he reacts under pressure, everything, because you're hitching your career. It's no longer about the big contract with the money, the guaranteed money. Now it's just about my career is hitched to this kid. So I have to make sure he's nurtured and developed right. And that's why after the season was over with, he didn't even go to no controversy. Well, I'm going to get rid of Tua and Gailey. I'm sure him and Greer assessed this like, we have our career hitched to this kid. This is our kid. We don't need a OC or a coordinator or coach playing around with this kid's growth. Time to go, time to get rid of, especially when Chad wasn't even their first choice anyway. I believe that they strategically knew they were going after Tua, even when they hired Jim Caldwell before the health issues came up with Jim Caldwell. I personally believe that. Right. And like this, they're not going to play around with this kid's future. They're not.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of our coach for doing that.
And Mike Barr, I just want to say, Powers, you got it. I just want to, Mike Barr, everyone will tell you, the only 2 guys I want, well, there's 3 guys I'll take it because now that he declared. The 3 guys I would take at 3 if we can't trade back or if we're not going to trade back, obviously Penei Sewell, I wouldn't even trade back. If we're going to take a receiver, give me Waddle or give me Devontae Smith at 3. Right. But other than that, I don't want anyone else at 3. Trade back. But Devontae Smith, I'm fine with it if it makes sense. Anyways, Powerhouse, I actually wanted to ask you this, okay? I mean, again, not only do you see how candid Flores is here, I mean, you saw what someone said. When you take a quarterback, you're married at that high. You're married to that guy. And let me ask you this. A Powerhouse, even if we traded for Deshaun Watson, or if we traded him and drafted a quarterback at 3, isn't that kind of an indictment of them as evaluators in this staff? Because you're admitting 1 year out, hey, we made the wrong pick at 5. And the thing is, Powerhouse, you're seeing it on Twitter, etc. You think these fans, even if he got it right, wouldn't live down the fact and say you wasted a number 5 pick?
Yeah,
exactly. And not only that, if Tua goes and shine on another team and bring them to a Super Bowl, we would never hear the end of this. I'm telling you right now, those same fans that wanted Deshaun Watson are gonna regret giving him Tua. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. And I gotta be honest with you, brother. I would, and so, where I'm at with this, man, I would literally, if that happened, I would call for a purge of this fan base. I would be like, yep, all right, I'm installing I'm installing a 24, 48-hour purge amongst Dolphin fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I can understand if it was a different position. Like, let's say, for instance, Christian Wilkins or something, we drafted him, right, and Aaron Donald's on the table to get. I can understand us trying to bring in Aaron Donald, but our franchise quarterback, that's an important guy to have on his team. I'm not trading him for nothing. I'm riding it out with him, and hopefully he can bring us to that Super Bowl. And if not, hey, we tried it. At least we didn't give up on him on his first year.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, bro. All right, so let's keep it rolling. So, here we go. The Dolphins decision makers still believe in Tagovailoa's talent. Throughout the season, players revealed to ESPN differing opinions on whether Tagovailoa or veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick gave them the best chance to win. Boom, Armando! Boom! Didn't want to bring anonymous quotes about Cam Wolf out here saying there were guys in the Tagovailoa camp. I don't know, maybe Lynn Bowden might want to be one of those guys. Myles Gaskin. I mean, he got that starter job from playing with who?
Yeah.
Just want to say he moved up the chain.
They need
Started
to
with
fire
Tua.
Armando, man.
I'm
They
just
need to
sitting here
fire him.
saying, where are those anonymous quotes, Armando? Anyways, let's keep it going. But several teammates have expressed support and optimism about Tagovailoa's future publicly throughout the season. Miami has interviewed 5 candidates for its offensive coordinator job, which was left vacant after Tua and Gailey resigned last week. And a top priority for the hire will be guiding Tagovailoa's year 2 development. That's why I keep telling everyone, go look at quarterback coach success. And I get everyone wants to call Canada, first of all, I don't like the fact that he bounces around. Me, Damien, and Rhino have seen stuff where people have said he's hard to work with.
Mhm.
On top of that, guys, listen, I don't want to say I schooled Rhino, but I put Rhino onto something yesterday. And, I want, in terms of the difference between pre-snap and motion at the snap. And listen, I watched a bunch of Matt Canada yesterday. Okay, I get it. The guy motions 83 times before the snap. That's fantastic.
Literally.
I literally watched a play, 12-man personnel. I'm not even lying to you guys. 12-man personnel, okay, to the left, strong to the left. Receiver tight in the slot, but tight to inline, okay? My word, before the ball was snapped, okay, in the outside tight end, all right, motions pre-snap to the right side inline, right? Now, the inline guy, he motions, follows him, and goes outside now on the right side. Now, this is actually in one play. The next guy, all right, the slot receiver, he decides, he doesn't decide.
Yeah.
It's designed for him to motion, and then he goes right to the same slot look on the other opposite side right now for a halfback delay up the middle. And I'm like, what is going on with my life right now? For 12 yards at the collegiate level, I'm thinking to myself, 12 yards at the collegiate level, you did all that. What do you think that's going to get you in the NFL? 65 yards?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? What are we on right now? Just because the guy motions 83 times. Listen. Go. All I'm going to say, people, there's an artistry to this. Go watch the Rams. Go watch the Ravens. Rhino did.
Mhm.
That's the movement.
It's scary.
Motion at the snap, not pre-snap. Don't give me that pre-snap, and motioning 83 guys or 83 times ain't going to help the fact, all right? Like, I was sitting there watching this. I'm like, I cannot believe all of this for a halfback delay. Is this my life right now? And so anyways, that's my rant, because I'll say to these people want to hitch their wagon to a guy. Okay, Nathan Peterman threw 28 touchdowns and like 7 interceptions under him. Fantastic. What did Nathan Peterman do at the NFL level? Oh, well, reason. That shows that look what he could do at the college level with that talent. Damien will be the first to tell you how many jabronis balled out at the college level, came to the show, and they didn't make it. Show me a guy who develops a jabroni in college, and he goes to the show, and he becomes something. And the best thing that guy can hitch his wagon to is Jacoby Brissett. Are we really going to have this conversation? Come on, all right?
Yeah.
And he was a consultant last year. I pitched this to Rhino. I'll pitch this to you guys. He was a consultant last year. All right. Shouldn't he be worried that he was, from what I understand, he was interviewed yesterday. Okay. He was in the building yesterday, from what I understand. Shouldn't he have already been hired because they know him better than any of these other guys that aren't in-house?
Twice over.
Yep. So what does that tell me? Either they're waiting on Pep, or they're waiting on someone in the playoffs right now, or multiple people in the playoffs right now.
Dorsey.
or Kafka.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting
Kafka's
here
my wish.
saying, like, we'll continue going on here, but like,
Hey, Reason, can I bring this point up to you?
yeah, go ahead.
Let's say, and I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Let's say we do bring in Canada. What are the chances that Juju comes with him?
That's what people have talked about. And here's what scares me. What if he brings James Conner?
I don't want none of it.
That's the real question because we need a running back too.
I know
I don't
Danny
want that
Wilson-
running back.
And let's be honest. Hey, well, let's be real. Who do you think they're going to spend money on, Juju or money on James Conner? Actually, think about that one for a second.
God.
They spent almost $5 million on Jordan Howard for one season.
I don't want James Conner. He had a
Hey,
great
buddy,
story.
I want
beating
no.
cancer,
You
but
know,
I don't want James
you know what?
Conner.
And you know why? I told Rhino his big numbers was because everyone was expecting Le'Veon Bell this season, and this just kid came out of there, and that was it. Since
Once
then,
they
it's
see
been
the tape
Capella.
on you,
It's
once
over.
they get to see the tape on you.
Because I'm pretty sure Canada was also at Pitt when Connor was there.
Yeah,
If
I'm thinking about that. It's like, wow.
Damien, I think he was there.
Huh?
Okay, Connor comes from Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Like Pittsburgh, like where Marino came from, right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure Canada was also either the offensive coordinator or the quarterback's coach or something like that there
During that time.
when Connor was there, bro.
I just don't. I do not want James Conner. I think I'd rather just fucking go with Ahmed and Gaskins back to Benny
I don't
before I
want
go with
that.
Conner.
Yeah, so all right, yeah, I agree with you, man. So here we go, guys. There's your candidates that we've already gone over them, and we'll go over one later here. So it says Tagovailoa still has plenty more to prove. He wasn't good enough in terms of trusting his eyes downfield and making plays outside of the scheme, shown by one of the lowest completion percentage on 20-yard passes this season. In all fairness, how many times did he really throw 20+ yards? But anyways, but the Dolphins should and likely will be patient in allowing Tagovailoa to improve and develop with a full offseason, more explosive offensive weapons, and a play caller who builds an offense that best fits him. He played, this is why I wanted McDaniel. He best played his football when allowed to play more freely using tempo and spread packages. The comparisons to fellow rookies Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, who had better statistical seasons in different situations, help paint a doom and gloom situation about Tagovailoa, who completed 64% of his passes for 11 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions with a pedestrian 6.3 yards per attempt. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen had a 53% completion rate, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a 6.5 yards per attempt as a rookie. Kansas, and then obviously Tyreek, it goes over how Tyreek admitted on Inside the NFL that Patrick Mahomes was trash as a rookie, so they're just adding context. So anyways, the Dolphins clearly believe development takes time and Tagovailoa will be fine, and I quote, "We learned that he's healthy. He still has a lot of his mobility. He's accurate. In the Arizona game, he brings us back in the fourth quarter. He brought us back in the Kansas City game. He also didn't play as well in other games. He had some bright spots and not so bright spots. That's the life of a rookie," Flores said. "If he continues to learn, study, stay healthy, get stronger, work on his footwork and his eye progression, and pick up where he left off, then I think we're going to be happy with his improvement."
Love it.
Love it.
What more can you say?
I mean, guys. Can we put it to rest now? I mean, there it
Hopefully.
is.
God, I hope so.
Some fans won't, though.
I don't know, man. People need to get off this fantasy Madden 21. Let's trade for all these different players and live our life type stuff. Like, man, we are pieces and pieces away. We are not a quarterback away from doing this. Like, we are literally not a quarterback away from doing this. The offensive line needs help. I see people talk about, we need a guard better in the run. No, you don't. You get Penei Sewell, or you get a Sam Cosmi who, we were talking backstage, me and Dante yesterday. He's like, Reason. He's like, I think he might be a top 20, top 15 pick. I said, bro, I told y'all, and he's got reps at right tackle.
Cosmi.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's good. So, guys, we're going to keep going. We got more stuff going on here, but we've got more stuff to bring up and read up and more stuff to go over. But, And Mike Who asks, and this is a good one because I see it and already I'm like over here ready to pitch a tent. He said, "What do you think of my mock?" He said, "Sewell, Najee, Nick Bolton, Kadarius Toney, Ronnie Perkins, Richie Grant, Trey Smith, and Trey Hill." Wow, he got the guard and the center, huh? Woo. Okay.
The four first picks are great.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. All right, so guys, let's finish off with this before we get into the other topics, and then we open it up to everyone. Takeaways from the article.
For me, it has to be said that they did that because they had to address the issue. That's the main thing I took from it, and I think that's why Flo was so open. Like I was saying 2 days ago, we all were saying where there's a fire, it can get bigger, and then it becomes a real problem. It can have its own life. So, but Flo, it's amazing to see when the guy wants to be open, he can be open, bro. I like that.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, so let's keep it rolling. So, guys, because there was some news regarding not only the Senior Bowl but also the Shrine Bowl today. And if people didn't see, the Shrine Bowl is actually going to be held virtually this year, so it's actually not going to be in person. So, first with the Senior Bowl, here we go. So, guys, in terms of the quarterbacks that will be coaching, Damian. When you look at Ian Book, Sam Ellinger, and Felipe Franks, what do you think? Because I mean, Ian Book and Ellinger to me are like late day 3 guys, mid day 3. If they're mid day 3 guys, I'll be surprised. Felipe Franks, I mean, I'll be the first one to admit in front of everyone, like you guys know I'm a Gators fan. For the life of me, I don't remember him, but Damian says if I see his face, I will remember him. So it's just like, Jesus, I got to remember so many of these like kids that don't go anywhere in their life, like with this. So, okay. So when you look at these quarterbacks, I mean, to me, the good thing about this is we got 3 guys that are like late day 3 developmental guys. So knowing that, like, when we were talking about developing a Kirk Cousins or someone like that with like I know he's a 4th, but we were talking about making, we've brought up taking Ian Book, right? We brought up taking Sam Ellinger, Brock Purdy, these guys maybe late, right? So like, what do you think about one of these guys as a late day 3 pick if this coaching staff likes what they see?
If I had a choice between all 3,
you're going to say Felipe Franks, aren't you?
No. I'm going to say because what I've seen from him out of Notre Dame and his leadership capability, and being in big pressure games and a big pressure program,
I agree.
I would take Ian Book and sit him and let him soak up as much knowledge as possible. Yeah,
because I don't know about you, Dame, but I had huge hopes for Sam Ellinger taking a leap this year.
Yeah.
No.
I just don't see it with him.
His tape last year was better than this year.
Yeah. He had a lot of hype coming into this year, and like he really just wet the bed.
Yeah. I agree with you on the Ian Book. Powerhouse Rhino, you got any takes on this, guys?
Yeah, can I just say Felipe Franks, when he was on the Gators, I think he did pretty good.
Yeah.
I honestly think he should have stayed instead of going to the Razorbacks. But I love his size. He's good in the pocket. He also can move outside the pocket and make some pretty good throws too. I wouldn't mind taking him, let's say, the 4th or 5th round if he's there.
My takeaway when you first brought this up was bye Fitz. They're going to draft based on this. My thing is they're probably going to draft 4th or 5th round quarterback and develop him. That was my first thought.
Don't worry, bro. They can him and Gailey can smoke stogies and drink some whiskey, bro. Call it a day, right off into the sunset. All right, so then, guys, with the Shrine Bowl, there was an announcement in regards to the East-West Shrine Bowl today. We have a couple coaches. So, obviously, Anthony Campanelli, Brendan Farrell, and our DB coach, Gerald Alexander. They will be representing the Miami Dolphins at the Shrine Bowl. So, again, the Shrine Bowl is the second best, prospect game behind the Senior Bowl. So there you go. Just an update to keep everyone. So Miami Dolphins boots on the ground. And then, guys, We have some sad news to report here on Finside the NFL, as it seems the favorite of pretty much probably everyone up here is going to be promoted to offensive coordinator thanks to the New York Jets. Not only did they take Ashton Davis last year, now they've taken our promoter. They've taken our coordinator because Robert Saleh, as you guys know, who took the head coach job, he brought over Mike LaFleur.
Knew it.
And you know what? I was saying to Rhino, Damien, it would be interesting if McDaniel would have came here and LaFleur was there, because you would have had two Shanahan proteges going at it in the same division. And I want McDaniel because McDaniel, it's not LaFleur, it's McDaniel. I hear the terms genius associated with.
Yeah.
Like I was telling, listen to Rhino. I want someone from the Shanahan or McVay tree so freaking badly, bro.
Yeah.
You have no idea. And this West Coast, I heard people, I was on Larry's thing and they're talking about the West Coast. And I sat back and I listened to all these people talk about the West Coast. No one talks about what one of the basic fundamentals of the West Coast is when I'm up there. So I'll tell all y'all. Running plays are literally replaced with short, intermediate, rhythmic passing plays. Right? Like, this suits Tua Tagovailoa.
To a T.
Yes, it does.
Like, what Shanahan's system is so perfect for Tua that people have no idea what, like, even, I think Ryan would probably agree McVay's system would see, I think you'd be better than Goff in McVay's system.
Oh, McVay.
Well, but you got to remember, McVay was under Chucky. What was his name? His name slips my name. What the hell is his name?
From the Raiders?
Yeah.
Gruden?
He was under Gruden's staff when Gruden was in Tampa Bay. Gruden was under
but see, here's the thing.
Shanahan was under
okay, exactly. Bill Walsh, Shanahan.
Coast.
Yeah, because of Mike Shanahan and then the Kyle Shanahan. I get that. But here's what I think we can say is different between Shanahan, McVay, and all these others. And Rhino saw evidence of it. You can't really say they're from their own trees because they've kind of created their own, because they're thieves, bro. Yeah. Like, when people beat them, they don't hammer in and try to crispen their schemes and get stubborn. They decipher what beat them, then they bring it into their system and they try to perfect it in their system. So they continuously grow their scheme. Their scheme is literally ever growing. And Rhino, you saw evidence of it, right? Like,
yeah, that game was crazy.
It's ever growing, man. And all I got to say is go back and look at what the Ravens did to McVay last year in the run game, and look at what McVay did in the run game this year. He literally stole what the Ravens did.
And he flipped
literally.
Literally,
he went from the 18% of the time he was motioning at the snap, and it was one of the worst in the league. And now he's only second in the league behind the Baltimore Ravens, who were doing it at a 39% clip, and that's what killed them last year. Now McVay stole it and he's adapted it. And look what but Shanahan does the same thing too,
it's
bro.
Smart. It's smart.
Yeah, that's how you're a genius, bro. Geniuses realize that, oh my God, people are going to come out here and there's going to be people that are going to beat you. So you see what beats you, you break it down and you decide, is that good enough for me to install it? Then you install it and you perfect it to your scheme and your system.
Philly did it in the Patriots game. Remember that fake that Tom Brady did and dropped it? They came back around and scored a touchdown off of it.
Well, I mean, so now our candidates we look like is in-house with Godsey or Pep Hamilton. We know Pep Hamilton coming out of Stanford. Okay. Well, we don't want to mention
and our running backs coach too.
Yeah, and our running backs coach. Well, at least we know with Pep Hamilton coming out of Stanford, going into the coast, they ran the West Coast offense. Once Arians left, that's the offense that was implemented. So I mean. Hey, I mean, and he's good with young quarterbacks. I just don't want Canada. I'm good with Godsey or Pep, or even the running backs coach. I just don't want Matt Canada. I don't want it.
I hope Dorsey's on their radar.
Yeah, I hope Dorsey and Kafka. I hope they're waiting on those guys too.
I don't think they'll get Kafka.
The issue with Dorsey is that
Reason.
I don't think Kafka's gonna. Yeah, I think Kafka. My only worry is him following the enemy.
Because that's the logical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like,
Dorsey could follow what's his name from Buffalo
Oh
to
yeah,
the Chargers.
we have Rhinos,
And
man.
then
Yeah.
or they might, after he leaves Dable, they might just make Dorsey the OC in
yeah.
It's a problem, man.
Why would
Yeah,
you want
I mean-
in the cold though?
We just
This,
don't
this is
want-
why
yeah,
I,
like
because
Miami.
Rhino asked me that, Paros. Why would you want to stay in Buffalo? And I say this: you're in the rebuilding. Well, you're like not in the rebuilding stage. It's just in the stages of a football evolution. You're ahead of the Dolphins right now.
Yeah.
And like you're coming off a quarterback who's coming off an MVP season, whereas you got to go and help the development of another quarterback.
Yeah.
So like there's just a lot. Like your offensive line is done. You got Zach Moss and Singletary. Your receiving core is basically done. Your defense, you're literally at the point with that team where you can just add pieces on either side and just strengthen like each
And
core.
Dorsey's familiar with him because he's with them. So
Yeah.
it's
Like
just- it would make total sense for either Godsey, the running back coach, or Pep Hamilton, who is
And then
all three of
Damien.
them are position coaches.
Damien,
So it'd be a-
listen, who's closer to a Super Bowl? You getting promoted as an OC in Buffalo next year, or you coming to Miami?
well, we hope Miami, but logically it is
But
Buffalo.
logically, I'm
Realistic,
just saying.
realistically, take
but
the
do you
homer out
think
of it.
when
It's
it-
Buffalo.
But do you think when it's time to pay Josh Allen that they're gonna have the same weapons there? Like, won't that like?
That's where you gotta be good at drafting, my friend.
Yeah.
And here's the whole thing: what people don't get about you want to get a quarterback to a point in the developmental process where, okay, you don't now need to rely on all these weapons because he's grown. He understands windows more. He understands coverages more. He's better pre-snap, post-snap. He understands exotics, disguises. You want him to get to that. He understands inside, outside leverage more. Like you want to get him to he can manipulate guys with his eye. You want to get him to look. I say Russell. Look at Russell, right? Originally they leaned on the Legion of Boone, Marshawn, right? Obviously they had like Percy Harvin and those guys, but they really leaned on that, right? And then what happened? And then after they had to tear that all down through growth and development, they got Russell to a point where now we talk about him in the MVP race, best player in the world. Like, and you wouldn't have said that in his first couple of years, but that's proper growth, proper development. So when you had to put more responsibility, more weight on his shoulders, he's mature enough, not as a man and as a player and as a leader at that position where he can carry the weight.
And isn't Diggs locked up already anyway?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, if Diggs is locked up, and Allen's contract is coming up, I believe, next season. I mean,
I'm telling you,
they're set. He has his guy.
Damien, I am calling Seattle. And I am saying you got to pay DK soon. Carson's a free agent. I can take Tyler off your hands, buddy. Because guess what? Tyler's only got 1 year left on his contract, and then he's up next year after next year too. So I can trade for him, extend him, and then boom.
You're saying if you're Buffalo or if you're Miami?
Miami, brother.
Oh, I would love DK here, man.
No, not DK. Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett? Okay.
I'm calling about Tyler Lockett, and I'm saying, listen, you're gonna have to re-up DK, and in 2 years he gets into his option. Next year, Tyler's a free agent at the end of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lose Chris Carson this year because you're tied up against the cap.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's harder to find? You've got DK. What's harder to find? Another receiver or your number one running back? And then and in this cheap of a receiver draft, and then I'm saying, hey buddy, Tyler, come on down. And then I extend him for 2 or 3 years, and then I don't have to spend stupid money in free agency. I can go draft. If Corey Linsley slips out of the Green Bay, I can go get him.
You think Miami makes that move though?
I'm just saying that's what I would do.
I think I would love Tyler Lockett first of all, but I really think that Miami's going to draft their receivers. I think that's the only position that they're going to really go into the draft and get. I think as far as like maybe if Dieter's not going to be the starting center, I would hope they would look at Corey Lindsey, and I would think if with us probably not drafting Penei Sewell probably because I think the Jets could probably take him. And I don't know if Sam Cosby's going to be there at 18. I really don't know that. There's a possibility that we could. Hopefully, we go back after Mo.
Abraham Lucas.
Yeah, Abraham Lucas. We can get in like the third round, late second, early third. I just don't think we're gonna spend all that money this year on a Godwin or Allen Robinson, which I love both of those guys, especially Allen Robinson.
And that's what I love. Tyler's older.
Yeah.
He's still got a year left, so you can extend him like his last contract, get him into his into 30, and then boom. Because I'm telling you, like, first of all, people sleep on how good of a returner he is too.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
Like in the punt return and kick return, y'all who hate on Jakeem Grant, you would be getting Tyler Lockett jerseys. Okay, let me just put it that way. The guys, y'all know how I feel. Tyler Lockett is the most underrated receiver in the NFL to me. And just like I feel Aaron Jones is the most underrated running back in the NFL to me. All right. Like this, like Tyler Lockett in this offense could be, now I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's the type of move that would make sense for me because I think he's 27, if I'm not mistaken, 27 right now, and 27, 28. And, you know, I won't have to pay him like a Godwin who's super young, a Juju who's young. Like, I won't have to give him that kind of money, man, especially up against the market.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
28.
Yeah, he's 28, right? So he'll be 29, man. I'll tack on 2 years to that. So I got you for 3 years. So you're out of here at Marvin Jones' age, 31. And you know what's funny? He's still going to be faster than Marvin Jones is when he's 31. Lockett's a burner, bro. Like, did people see what he was doing? That guy, people think Diggs took Noah out to you know, out to the pasture. That boy Tyler took him out to the pasture too, bro.
Just imagine if we can get Lockett and Noah is guarding him during practice and training camp.
Yeah,
that's preparing him to become a better corner.
Yeah.
And only can make them better.
Well, damn, we need something in that room to make to give those guys a challenge in practice. Jesus.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I don't know what those beat writers are watching at training camp trying to tell all of us, oh, we're going to have 2 1,000-yard receivers. They even pulled the wool over my eye because I want to know where the hell those guys went.
I'm done.
I know if Devontae was fully healthy, he would have broke 1,000. So I talk about you. I'm talking about where's the second guy at?
Preston Williams.
Health.
Bro.
Can't stay healthy.
So yeah, guys, Mike McDaniel, you can probably cross him off of your list.
What if they give him a title, Reason? What if they give him a title on the Dolphins? You think he might take that, like assistant head coach?
No, I think I think this guy's gonna just sponge from Shannon as much as he can until here's the thing. They go get a quarterback, they go get Deshaun Watson, and all of a sudden he's back at the Super Bowl, and you don't think teams are coming and saying, hey, you want to be my head coach?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Again, can we all agree? You know, this is a team that's probably a quarterback away in the NFC because it's so weak from going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're closer. And the thing is, against comfortability, and we can't even offer them good weather. So, I mean, we can just offer them less smog, I think. You know what I mean? And less full house fan clubs. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and then this segues, guys. Here we go. Rhino, you found this. I mean, we all watched it, but Rhino is just the homie. This is why he's the god of the mod squad. Okay, Rhino, listen, set this up because you found it, bro.
Well, I've been talking about this for, I don't know, months. And like every time I bring it up, I know I can't see everyone's eyes, but like everyone's eyes glazes over when I bring it up. There was some conflict that Tua put out into the ether that he and Gailey would have conversations about what the game plan was going to be. And it was spirited or not heated, but there was a constant debate right up to the game is, I think, the way he put it. And I went out today and I took the time and I found it. And it's even more revealing now than it was then. I mean, it's kind of wow.
Yeah, because, guys, we've heard about the fractures in terms of, obviously, you know, we've heard the reports that Gailey didn't find out about the quarterback change through the media. You guys have heard my theory. I think Gailey was showing off Fitz just to say, hey, this is what I can do with the guy you brought me in here to do. Because, you know, if you guys go back, the receipts are out there. I posed the question to my old co-host. I posed the question to you guys in the comments. What did I say in the preseason? Name me a young quarterback Chan Gailey has developed. You can't. They don't exist. That was a worry of me. So, I've said to these guys privately, I'll say to you guys all in the comments right now, gun to reason's head, because y'all know that's how I like to set up my super transparent stuff. Gun to reason's head, okay? I truly believe there's a conflict between Chan Gailey and Brian Flores in terms of philosophy. That's why when he saw the chance to put Godsey in that Arizona game to be the passing coordinator on the field, who ended up having Tua's best performance of the season. It was his way of getting his guy in there and getting Gailey's guy, Robbie Brown, out of there. And it was the beginning of the end. Like, the beginning of the end was when Gailey didn't find out until the media. And guys, you got to ask yourself, why didn't he find out until through the media? Why? Because they knew either, what does that tell you? Either A, he's sensitive, B, either if he isn't sensitive, he's going to take it not the way they want, C, they might hear blah, 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 blah. And guess what? He's the long-term vision to it is you're not Gailey, and either is your boy Fitzy. So, and I mean, we talked about this. If you go look at Flores was clearly frustrated with the tempo at times. And what have I kept telling you guys? What have I kept showing you guys? Tua's numbers in up tempo and split sets. You don't think the head coach knows that? You think if Reason on YouTube with Inside the NFL knows that, you don't think the head coach Brian Flores knows that?
Had to.
Come on, man. The writing was on the wall. I think there was differences in philosophy because remember, the Gailey hire happened for the draft pick, okay? So I think he was sold. Fitz sold him to the staff that, hey, this guy will bring in an easy offense for everyone to understand, whoever you draft. Problem was, he was bringing in, they're not just each other's favorite coach and favorite player. They're some of each other's favorite people in the world. Like, if you hear Gailey and Flores, Gailey and Fitz talk about each other, right? So
don't forget Reason. At the time, no one thought that Tua would be ready to play. They were going to put in bubble wrap, like having you say all the time.
I think Gailey thought I'm only going to see Tua at the end of the season if it doesn't go well.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Let me reshare this because I don't know if I hit the audio, and I just want to make sure. So, guys, with all that, that's how we set up what we're about to show you right now. Now, this is a question. You're going to hear the question that's asked. All right. And then I've set it up so you hear the question and you hear Tua's response. And we'll talk about it right after.
Hey, Tua, you talked about Chan a little bit earlier. I want to ask, how are you kind of evolved with him and your comfort together over the last 3 weeks, as far as knowing what you like, what he likes, and that flowing into game day?
I feel like I've always been comfortable with Chan. The only thing is me and him getting on the same page as to why he's calling a certain play and just the chemistry that we have. And so, it's just a continuous talk leading up to the game. And even with our starters, like our drive starters, like plays that we want to go out with to start the game too. It's a continuous talk. So just me and him getting on the same page and being comfortable with the plays that we're going into the game with, I think that's very, very key.
Like, okay. That is, I want people to really sit back and digest this, okay? Because that is a freaking damning statement when you say, this is the part that's actually damning. And even with our starters, our drive starters, plays that we want to go out with to start the game too, it's a continuous talk. Just me and him getting on the same page. Do you realize what he's saying to you guys? He's saying me and the starters have a script we like, and we're basically having to convince Chan, go with the script we want to go with, because Chan says, no, I want to go with this script.
Right.
And guys, how many times this season did we see this team come out flat?
A lot.
This is telling you that there is not only a philosophy breakdown between probably Flores and Gailey, but the starters and Tua and Gailey.
Do you think Gailey had his own game plan with Fitz?
buddy, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
You would see a totally different game when Fitz came in. And like Tua said, they already had their game plan, and he changed it up.
It's crazy.
I don't know. That's pretty damning for me. Like that's Tua's a humble guy and he's polite, but that is damning, man. Like he is being as nice as he can, but basically saying, yo, me and this guy are not on the same page. And then he even throws him under the bus and says, yeah, he's not even on the same page with some of the other starters.
That was frustrated Tua. That was frustrated Tua. You're never going to see a more frustrated Tua after a win than that guy right there. That's how I read it. I'm like, dude, he is so pissed. And he's doing his best to be a humble man. And he did a good job.
Yeah, because he's like, because you know what he said? Throughout high school, throughout college, when was the last time I ever put up 97 yards in a game? Whether I was rehabbing or not. Jesus Lord. All right, so let's keep it rolling because you got another thing I want to show you guys. So because then I'm going to open it up to you guys for a little bit, right? So, guys, the final thing here is, I don't know if you guys saw, but Adam Schefter, he was on, I believe it was it was either the NFL Network or ESPN. I have the audio here. That's my way of getting around. You know what it is. So, we're going to share the audio. And, guys, this is in regards to Sam Darnold and what he's hearing from Robert Saleh. So turn it up a little bit. You're going to have to because Rhino says it's pretty low, the clip. So turn it up. And this is what's happening because we're going to talk about how this affects the draft pick for the Miami Dolphins at 3 right after, okay?
You are reporting that Saleh is bringing with him 49ers passing game coordinator Mike LaFleur. Interesting, given the Jets situation at quarterback with Sam Darnold. What do you read into that move?
Here's what I would expect the New York Jets to do at quarterback this upcoming season, Kevin. And again, there'll be organizational meetings to discuss this, but I would think that Sam Darnold is going to return as the Jets quarterback, and the Jets will entertain offers at the number 2 pick. I think that they could sit there and take an offensive tackle. They could sit there and take a wide receiver. They could do whatever they want with that pick. But right now, I think the plan would be to proceed with Sam Darnold as the quarterback of the New York Jets in 2021. I think that Joe Douglas and this staff believe in him. Robert Saleh believes in him. And I think that they'd like to give Sam Darnold an opportunity for a full season when he's healthy for the new staff to see what he can do. I would be surprised if Sam Darnold were not the starting quarterback on opening day.
The Jets team.
Okay. Okay, so clearly I don't think they're taking a receiver there. Okay, so clearly Penei Sewell or a trade back. Now I've showed all of you guys the incarcerated Bob report. You know, I've told all of y'all about what I think about incarcerated Bob, et cetera, in terms of his validity. He's a pretty valid guy. He said Joe Douglas is out on him. But here's the thing. Sam Darnold fits that offense that they're bringing over as well.
Perfectly.
So, I mean, you know, Damian, Rhino, Powerhouse. Okay, I'm going to set it up for you guys, and I want to hear your thoughts. Okay, first, do you think they trade back because they say, hey, Miami's sitting behind us, they're going to take whatever, but Atlanta's right there, and if you want Justin Fields, you got to come up to number 2? Or do you think they're going to take Penei Sewell? I mean, or do you think this is all a smokescreen? Darnold's actually going to get shopped, and the prospect of drafting your own guy, molding your own guy, and setting him up in your culture under your vision of what a quarterback should be is too good to pass up, because even with a new offense, Sam Darnold might take you to 5 or 6 wins, and you don't know when you're going to see the number 2 pick again.
Who want to go first? Want me to go
Go ahead,
first?
Damien. Go ahead, Damien.
Okay. With that situation, okay, Donald's going into his 4th year next year, so they don't have to pick up the 5th year option, because like you got really Sula's coming into his 1st year. If Donald fails this year, it's really not going to be a hit towards Sula. He could just draft his guy the next year. But if they're looking at giving Donald a healthy system, giving Donald a positive surrounding. See if we can hit with Donald and save that draft pick and draft somewhere else. Now, if you got a team like the Carolina Panthers or the Detroit Lions that are trying to move up ahead of Atlanta to draft a quarterback, of course you have to look at and probably maybe draft a guy. Now also move back to accumulate more picks, and you still keep Darnold, or you can still draft a quarterback because you're picking up extra picks and let him compete because you're done with Darnold if he doesn't succeed after next season. Yeah. Or if you stay there, I would say take Penei Sewell to protect Darnold because you got Becton and now you got Penei, and you're giving a young quarterback an opportunity to succeed, something that Adam Gase didn't give him to succeed. I think it's a win-win for Sula, the coach. Like, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
For me, I think it comes down to a real simple question. I think the smoke is there for a reason. People have to overthink. That's part of the whole thing. But it comes down to one simple question. If you're the GM for the Jets, is Darnold potentially better than the Ohio State quarterback, Justin Fields? Okay, that is where it comes down to. If you think that Darnold can be better in the system, you stick with Darnold. If you think Fields is better potentially in that system, you have to go Fields. Okay. You're not going to probably get back into the top three, like you're saying. And to me, the more valuable asset is the quarterback. Okay. Mm-hmm. And for me, it comes down to, if I'm the GM, I want my own guy there, because if the quarterback that was there before me does well, I'm going to get no credit. Okay. And that's very important for him as the leader of the team, picking the talent. Anything can happen. They're not going to make it easy for us, and it's going to be fun to talk about. But I think that's the essential question: is Fields better than Darnold? Darnold better than Fields? And that's where you go from there.
Or Zach Wilson too. You got to throw him into the
Excuse me. Yes,
into it.
Martin, Drew. Sorry, Barros. I'll let you think. I just want to say hi, Martin. Hi, Drew. Boo. Go ahead, Barros.
Yeah, I think you also have to look at the fact that the coach that they brought in is a defensive-minded coach. So I honestly think the GM is going to have the say-so of bringing in a quarterback or trading back or getting Sewell. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think they should get a quarterback because they just hired a brand new coach. So with Sam Darnold being there, I don't think he would want another coach's quarterback there. I think he will want to start new, bring in a new guy, and go from there.
And you know what you got to think about? Everyone wants Taylor Moton from Carolina. People forget that they tried to throw a bunch of money at Conklin last year. So who's to say they're not going to go and try and do that again now just with Moton? So now they don't have to draft Sewell, and they can either draft a quarterback or trade that pick back and accumulate picks for the year after.
Good point.
Martin, Drew Brew, let's hear you guys' thoughts on the whole situation.
Yes, sir. Hey, good to hear from you guys. Happy Friday. Happy long weekend.
Ready?
So definitely when it comes to first of all, hiring a head coach, coaching philosophies are important. So the coach that Jets just brought in, I always forget his name. What's his name? Yeah. The Jets just hired the defensive coordinator from the 49ers.
And here's news. I sorry to cut you off, Martin.
No problem.
This is 8 minutes old. Anthony Lynn is now open to returning to the NFL next season as an offensive coordinator per source. And the reason why that matters is because Anthony Lynn and Flores have a very, very good relationship. Oh boy. So that's why I just wanted to put that out there. So just so everyone knows, that is another viable candidate you could probably add. Anyways,
and hell, they could bring Pep too.
Yeah, maybe as a quarterback coach, but
there you go.
But Salah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he's a defensive minded head coach. So when it comes to the preference at quarterback, I don't believe he even bothers with that in his primary breakdown of what his team should be like. Everything as far as why they brought him in, I believe is going to be so they can the Jets can turn into a defensive present team like the Dolphins have become and like the Bills have become. So I think that was the primary reason for bringing in a defensive-minded guy like that. So when it comes to Sam Darnold, I don't want anybody to get it twisted. Even though the New York Jets have given up as far as a fan base and get him out of here. He's been here, yada yada. Sam Darnold is a supremely talented quarterback. He has tangibles and intangibles. However, he just inherited poorly coached teams. Now with Salah bringing in Matt LaFleur's brother, I think it's Mike
LaFleur, yeah.
Yes, Mike LaFleur.
Mhm.
That's just going to be pretty much a science project for Mike LaFleur to tap into a highly talented Sam Darnold and see what we can really get out of him. So I do believe the reports that they're going to stick with Sam, just to see what they can get out of him. And if it doesn't work out, obviously we already discussed the 2022 class. There's just too many quarterbacks for them to just not try it out with Sam Darnold. So I would hope the pick is going to be a wide receiver at number 2.
You know what, Martin? I think they should. You know, I think they should take Justin Fields. Is because of the athleticism he can offer you in the system that Darnold won't be able to offer you. That's the other, like, if you get him right as a passer and you get him where he needs to be, that's why I think his ceiling, if you polish him properly, I think he has a higher ceiling than Darnold, because I think he's more special outside of the pocket than Sam is. But I think I agree with you. I think Sam's totally talented, and I get why they wouldn't move off him. I'm just old school in the term of, like, usually your problem is, here's the issue that like, this is kind of what the fire they're playing with. Like I kind of mentioned, if this system comes in and it's good and it gets you to like 5 or 6 wins with Sam, but you still want to move off him, now you're not at number 2.
15,
and 10. Now the problem is, you might miss out on one of those top 2 guys. You're probably going to miss out on those top 2 guys. And you know what people are going to say? Oh, you knew what he was before. Why didn't you move off of him already? Like, what I mean?
That could become a narrative. You're right. Yeah.
So like, that's what Joe Douglas has to be careful, because I truly believe the thing that I believe is drafting a quarterback right now, that gives you at least 3 or 4 years. As a shelf life, I got 3 or 4 years, because I want to see what this kid turns into. If you stick with Sam Darnold, that's a question mark. That's all I'm sitting there saying. So, I get it, because Sam can be unlocked, but all the power to them if they can do that. I mean, because I forget who it was, Rhino, that I told you said that. Someone from PFF said, was it Sam Monsoon said, what did he say? Let me bring it up to you. Let me show you exactly what he said. So, because I don't want to say it, I don't want to paraphrase this, because what he said was actually really good. So here we go. I got it right here. So Sam Monsoon said, okay, the situation around Sam Darnold has been bad since he entered the league. He also makes plays every game that look genuinely elite. But for Darnold to go from where he is now to a high-end starter would be a near unprecedented improvement. I sure wouldn't be banking on it. Even better, Austin Gale from PFF said, check this out. Lowest percentage of accurate passes thrown from a clean pocket in 2020. Sam Darnold was number 30 in the NFL at 56. Only Mitch Trubisky and Carson Wentz were worse than him. And then, like, Gardner Minshew, Nick Mullins were better than him. So
there's breaking news. I don't want to interrupt you. They're saying the what do you say? The draft combine is canceled. That's what they're saying on Twitter.
What?
That's a big deal.
That's what they're saying in chat.
Well, Dante talked about it backstage, and he said it could be going virtual.
Right. So it seems to be the case now.
I'll bring it up.
Big news. Big news.
That is big.
How important is that Senior Bowl?
Right.
I mean,
the Dolphins are winning, man.
The problem is that it's only seniors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This could be the reason why Belichick and other coaches didn't volunteer.
And there's talk about because there's talk about that they might go virtual with the Senior Bowl as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it right here. All right, here you go. So 15 minutes ago, per Albert Breer, and it just says sources: the 2021 NFL Combine won't happen as scheduled, and the Combine's format is likely to be altered dramatically and split into pieces due to the pandemic. The NFL had a call today. A finalized plan is expected next week.
What happened to Fight Island? Why can't they go to Dubai, man?
That's what I'm saying.
They got the money. They
That's
got
what
the
I'm talking
money.
about. I mean,
They have
my
the damn money.
ridiculous, man. I just can't take this anymore. But
You
hey,
know what I mean?
reason, real quick. So I grew up in New York. So I have a lot of cousins, and I was
Go ahead.
texting them today. I said, hey, so I heard you got Saleh. You excited? Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't even sleep. I'm like, oh, okay. So you're getting rid of Darnold? Hell yeah. I'm not keeping that freaking loser. I'm like, okay. And then he cursed me out. This ain't Dolphins. This ain't your sucky team. We're not going to keep him like Tannehill. Zid, we know better than that. And I'm like, dude, I asked one question. Like, what do you think of our Darnold? Or are you keeping him? I like if he could have come through the phone because he's a little, I would say, active. He's got some spunk in him because they're a losing franchise. They are bad. But I said, dude, chill out. You got a squad. You won a couple of games with a loser coach, which is impressive in itself. We're not keeping Darnold. That was his top thing for me. I don't care who we get. He says for his friends around the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. They love the Zach because they see these freakish kind of talents.
They like Zach Wilson?
Yeah, they like his what did he tell me? Oh, I saw some tape. He's like ad-libbing.
Buddy. Oh, he's got some crazy plays outside the pocket this year, bro.
That's what he told me, Reason.
Yeah. I've got like literally every BYU offensive snap this year, the all 22 of, and it's crazy, bro. I could see why Dante was so high on him in the offseason.
High on him too?
Dante was one of the first people in like the draft Twitter community. He was literally the first person on Zach Wilson. If you know who Jordan Reed is from the Draft Network, like those guys from the Draft Network, they even credited, Dante. Dante actually blew up a little bit off the Zach Wilson. He was one of the first guys on Zach Wilson, man.
Damn, and now the Jets fan, because they know all about our team, by the way. They know every nook and cranny about the Dolphins. They could tell me stuff I don't even know. And they said, I don't like Fields. I like
stalkers.
Right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. We were talking about this early. The perfect situation is actually in Atlanta, not just because it's his hometown, but because he can sit for a couple years behind Matt Ryan. Fields, if he is properly groomed and developed, he will be a stud. But he needs, he just needs some work. Zach Wilson is freaking special, man.
Yeah.
He's got some
If
stuff.
Sam Darnold stays, would this be his third or second coach?
Gase drafted him.
This will be his third. No,
Gase came in after.
No.
Gase got there in 2019.
It was the defensive
coordinator.
coach.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
for
he's
Tampa
drafted
Bay. That was
him,
our
yeah.
defensive coordinator
Yeah.
one time.
Was it Bowles?
Yes, yeah, Todd Bowles, yeah.
Bowles, Gase, and now this head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was
I actually think he would stay for having a third head coach. Like I think it's more reasonable for them getting a new quarterback. Because this will be the third time he has to learn a new system.
Buddy, I'd get off him, bro.
Yeah, but
And I like him. I would get off him because everyone in that situation needs they need a reset.
Exactly.
True,
And I think it's better for even Sam Darnold to leave.
Buddy, you know where Sam Darnold needs to this guy, if he's smart, screw this, bro. I would be sitting here saying, to my agent, you need to land me in I want to go to Indianapolis.
Yeah, Andy.
oh wow.
That would be a good one.
Or
Detroit.
Or because the boys are at the top right now. I'll take Pittsburgh too, but at the boys at the top right now, talk to old Kylie boy over in San Fran, or hey, you know what? I got Gibson, McLaurin, and a stellar defense. Send me for the 19th pick to Washington.
Yeah.
Because I can win in the NFC least.
You sure can, yeah.
But he ain't gonna be able to beat Tua. He ain't going to be able to beat Josh. He ain't going to be able to beat these guys, bro. And who knows who the Patriots are going to get.
But reasons, and anybody else. So Saleh was the best hire out of all those coaches?
He's like one of the hottest hires,
Saleh,
man.
Yeah, he was hot last year. He was on everybody's list last year.
Yeah, he's the hottest. He's one of the hottest hires, man. Because think of it, not only is it great, and here's what people aren't talking about. He was actually hindered by Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
Because he likes to play a lot more man than what he was able to.
Yeah.
Because he had to play a lot of zone but when you see when Sherman was out of the lineup, that defense looked totally different and even better than what it was, right? And the thing is, if I bring him over, I'm probably going to bring over a Kyle Shanahan protege to start my offense.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. I get that defense and I get a piece of that offense.
Oh man,
that's a pretty hot hire, man.
And Jets have a pretty good defense too.
I know.
Yeah, they got pieces. They got young pieces.
They
man.
got pieces, and they got all the draft picks coming.
I kept telling y'all. Joe Douglas is good at his job, bro.
I know.
This is why I told you
Panay
Penei Sewell worries me. This is why it worries me that he's going to sit back. I told you, I think Penei Sewell's the best player in this draft.
Right.
Including quarterback. Okay. And if I have a feeling Joe Douglas might think that, especially if Lawrence is gone,
he ain't blind.
Penei Sewell is better than Justin Fields.
Man.
Yeah, that's what worries. And I've said this before. That's what worries me. He's not an idiot.
He's not.
I think they're taking him. I think
he took Ashton Davis before we came around at 70 because they're like, oh, they haven't taken a safety. Oh, look at who's on the board. The guy who their new DB coached at Cal.
Yeah.
Bam. Right? Like they're smart, man. Like Douglas is a good. Look at his draft last year, man.
Amazing. Yeah, top draft.
Dude,
top to bottom.
Oh man, look at the quarterback he took. Y'all remember the quarterback he took?
Cornerback?
David. Quarterback.
Quarterback.
To get from Florida Atlantic.
FIU. Yeah.
James Morgan. And y'all remember I was high on I was high on him as a developmental project, right?
Morgan,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they took him late, bro. And I was like, remember your boy over here was high on him. He made my top 10 big board. If I remember correctly.
I don't like how this is going, Reason.
The problem is they don't have an idiot. They don't have an idiot. The AFC East is about to be a powerhouse division, bro.
Yeah,
Facts.
Watch out. What up, Isaiah? How you doing, bro?
Doing all right, man. How you guys doing tonight?
What are you thinking after all the stuff you've seen tonight, bro?
Well, I wanted to just talk about Coach real quick in the Tua situation. I know this is a business. I look at it a little different. I honestly feel that Flores and Chris, I think they made a connection with Tua and his family as well. I don't think they could look him in the face without giving him a fair shot, honestly. I know they'd have to make a business decision if something crazy came about, like with the whole Watson situation, if it was an amazing situation. But I feel like they're going to give him his best shot to succeed. I think, remember in the beginning, oh, this is like my kid. Like, I think he generally cares about him. So I just think they look at it a little different. Like, I think they really want to give him the best shot to succeed, and they believe in him. Personally, that's just my opinion about the whole situation. In regards to the draft and I feel like every year, it's so early, a lot is said, but every year, as closer you get, like the quarterbacks just rise. It's just how it goes. Once they start picking them over and looking at everything and really thinking about it, I just feel like quarterbacks rise to the top. I personally think the Jets are going to take a quarterback just because it's a restart. They want to start fresh, but you never know. Okay. I don't know. I think Sewell's going to be there, but you don't know. But I just always tend, there's quarterbacks that, like a Mac Jones and all these, they're just going to rise to the top. And I think it's either going to be Fields or the
Mac Jones.
Really?
Well, no. I'm not saying
the owner gets involved in this at all. Do you think the owner gets involved in this at all?
Was that
you think that is a possibility? He might go in there and stick his nose in, or are those days over with the good GM? Yeah.
I think he handed him the keys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And said, "Let it ride." Yo, Damien, why are you saying just say no to Najee?
I'm messing with Pyro.
Oh, you're gonna let this guy?
Pyro called me out, so I'm just messing with my boy Pyro. That's all.
Well, why you gotta do him like that, bro? I wanted to ask you guys. All right, so we heard Flores' comments, and he kept talking about the development in year 2. I kept saying, they want to see pause. how his body develops when he's actually, you know what I mean? When he's actually training for football, not rehabbing. You know, they want to see what an actual normal offseason under as normal as it can be under these circumstances could be with this kid. You know, you talk about the development. You heard, what Tua said in terms of being on the same page. I mean, is it fair to say that Tua Tagovailoa, and not just because he's our quarterback, but the development. I mean, you go look at Chad O'Shea, right? He wasn't happy with how Chad O'Shea was teaching. Now you got get in a guy with a stubborn. It was a complicated system with Chad O'Shea, and he wasn't happy with him as a teacher. Now you get a guy who Fitz told everyone he's a good teacher, simplified offense, easy to learn. Didn't work out because there was obviously some nepotism, favoritism going on there, right? Yep. So I know they're not related, but it might as well be nepotism. So, okay, now he needs to find someone who has a offense that not only suits his quarterback, because we've showed the RPO, the up tempo, the no huddle. The empty. Sorry, not the no huddle. The empty sets. All those three different things where he obviously excelled at, Tua and Gailey didn't utilize or play to his strengths in those. Okay, so how important do you think it is for this OC search that not only is Tua's developmental process a key in the hire, but that Tua is on the same page with the coordinator in terms of vision, scheme, and playbook? And I want to hear, actually, Rhino, your thoughts first.
I don't think Tua should have the final say, but I think he should have a large input. I think he's
I don't mean that as him. I mean, like, from a coach's perspective, you're going out there, right?
Yeah. But I think he is their quarterback. That's how they feel. And I think they respect him at a maturity level that is beyond his years. For him to be benched the way that Flo benched him shows me that's what they feel. Okay, you can't do that to – I can't think of another rookie quarterback you could do that to and come back from. Okay, I can't. And a lot of ways, Flo created this situation, but that's another story. But I think he shouldn't have the final say. Players shouldn't have the final say, but they should listen to the kid. He's smart beyond his years, and I think he has a lot to offer them in what he actually thinks he can and cannot do. So that's where I stand on that. They need to find the best way they can to suit his talents.
What the rest of you guys think about that?
I if I could say something.
Go ahead.
I think the matchup. I really have to say one thing. Reason this might be off topic. That panel. I don't know if it was last night. It wasn't with everybody on, but there was one guy. I think his name was Mike, and he's a therapist or something. He was talking about
Chris Talbot when we were talking. He's an exercise. He's an exercise physiologist.
Right, and he wasn't. He was just coming at us in a strictly antiseptic way, right? He wasn't really saying, "Oh, Tua's going to be the greatest" and all, but he was speaking more what Tua was going through, and it was really eye-opening to me to hear another person, obviously, who cares for Tua and who's a supporter of Tua, but also is coming from his profession and kind of giving some expertise. Obviously, he's not a doc. He made sure to claim that he wasn't a doctor. He was just seeing some things. With that extra step that Tua is going to bring, it is imperative that Coach Flores do what he did with the coaching hire, the draft picks, and the trades that he did for the defense. And I appreciate the defense, and I know maybe there will be a little drop off, or maybe they won't. That's my main goal, to see Tua maybe invite some of his skill position players. This is fantasy, over to Hawaii, the Big Island, and maybe do a little drills one-on-one, if that's even possible with NFL restrictions, and work that on the off season, which he didn't get to do, right? And maybe with his coach, his new coach. Imagine getting off season work with your new coach. It's gonna be mind-blowing. That's kind of my little soapbox thinking about this, because I think about Tua. think he was put in a very bad position, and he did the best he can, and he's a competitor.
Yeah.
Good
Do
take.
you mind if I add on to that too?
Go ahead, brother. Go.
What a lot of people are forgetting about Tua in particular is his resilience and his will to like genuinely get better and improve, because I can recall seeing Tua in the Elite 11, back in high school, top quarterbacks in high school, and Trent Dilfer, who's now one of his best mentors and things like that.
And booster.
He yeah, but he literally pointed Tua out in front of everybody, told him to stand, and bashed him. He told Tua he's a baller, but he's not disciplined. He doesn't play the quarterback position in the disciplined fashion that you need to play at the next level.
Mhm.
So Tua, took it upon himself, went back home and grind. Like he went in grind mode, and he came back with his combine to try to enter the Elite 11. And Trent Dilfer basically said, that combine was in comparison to like Andrew Luck's combine as far as flawless execution, flawless like Tua's capacity to grow once he's criticized is why I'm so excited to like see how he responds in this offseason, bro. Like he's already done this, so he already has it in the back of his mind. Look, I've done this before, but now that the pressure is on for real, the camera is on me for real. It's just crazy to think how he's going to respond with all of this swirling around him, man. I'm just ready to see who they bring in as far as his coordinator and how they work with it, because it's about to be, oh my goodness, offense and defense. It's about to be I can't even curse on here, but it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. He thrives under pressure.
So Darth Vader with a $20 donation, he says, why is there a lot of Finn fans wanting to overpay for an average right tackle like Taylor Moton than just draft a generational talent like Penei Sewell? Well, Taylor Moton is going to make my free agent target list, but y'all got to remember, and I'll be adding context to each free agent when I talk to them. A lot of these guys are at the right price we're going to see. There are very few on the list of 10 that I'm willing to overpay. And another reason why I think people might be willing to move on Taylor Moton, Darth, is people might be afraid that we might not get Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
Given this Jets thing. Now, if they make a trade or whatever, you know what I mean? Then we're talking something different here, right? Like if they trade out for a team that wants a quarterback and we pretty much know Penei is going to drop to us, then I agree with you 110%. I don't think Moton is average. I think he's above average. Do I think he's elite? No. I think he's good. He's above average. He's good. Like, I don't think he's Penei Sewell or anywhere near what Penei Sewell's ceiling's going to be, but, it could be people trying to get out ahead of the curve. I mean, but, he's a good player. He's not average, so, all right. So I want to ask you guys this. Is Xavien Howard playing himself out of Miami? And why I ask this is, if people didn't know, he swapped agents this week. Okay, he went to David Cantor for DEC management, and that name might sound familiar to you guys because when Olivia and Vernon wanted to get paid, who got him paid in New York? Cantor.
Yeah.
When Paul Soliai wanted to get paid, who got him paid? David Cantor. And again, it wasn't in Miami.
He's not in Miami's Christmas list.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got to pose this question to you guys. By making that change, he's clearly serious about getting his money. I've said, increase his guarantee, increase his guaranteed money. Do you think we are about to enter some messy, nasty territory right now? Because from what I'm understanding, he wants to be paid more than Jalen Ramsey.
Well,
Trade
He's out.
better trade him.
Wow.
Well, I'll say this. As far as what him asking to be paid more than Jalen Ramsey, arguably he probably would be the defensive player of the year. So right now, if you're going to ask for it any time, right now is the best time. I will say this. I'm a Dolphin fan more than anything. Do I want the guy to get his money? Yeah. If I was in this position, I would want to get my damn money. But I'm not in this position. I'm a Dolphin fan.
Yeah.
You already got his money though.
Yeah, we did, but then defensive player of the year. I get it. You got to go for what you can go for. I get it.
But it's not
But
like it's not like he's in a contract year. You know what I'm saying? You are in the contract.
No, let Damien finish his thought. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
And then Pyro, you got it right after. Don't worry.
Okay. I will say this: two things. First of all, if we were to trade him, I would say that damn it, we better go get an elite pass rusher to make up for what we're gonna miss at that other corner position, because we're gonna have to probably throw Noah out there, and I don't know if he's quite there yet. So we're gonna have to probably make up for that deficiency. And also, I'll say this: him wanting this money. At the end of the day, I'm a Dolphin fan. I can't tell that guy not. Even though he signed his contract, he won Defensive Player of the Year. Let's try to restructure it. But I can't tell no professional athlete or nobody in general is working or anything to try to go for more money. I can't tell you that. But I will say this: as a Dolphin fan, I would say, well, hell, we got to get something for him. We can't just let him,
And everyone wants to draft
with this young team.
And I see this. And before I let you take it away, Pyro. Okay, here's the thing. Guys, I see everyone saying, trade him and draft Surtain. Guys, I'm taking Caleb Farley every day, all day over Patrick Surtain, guys. That guy opted out, and we all knew he was a top 10 pick. Yeah, JC Horn's a beast, too, but I don't know. That's a close one between JC and Surtain.
Asante Samuels Jr. too.
You can get him in the second, though. That's what I like about that kid. All right, so Pyro, let's hear your thoughts, buddy.
Well, I just gotta say that us drafting Noah really makes sense at the moment right now, because
he ain't ready though.
He ain't ready yet. I know, I get that, but I was just saying, for times like this, you'll have something to fall back on.
Yeah,
and obviously he needs to be groomed more, but I just feel like Xavien at the time he was paid. He was one of the highest paid cornerbacks at that time, and I get, he's defensive player. He's in that mentions of defensive player of the year, but
you know what I do, Pyro? If I traded him, I'd move Needham back to the corner. I'd put Igbo in the slot.
Exactly. That's why.
Can I ask a question, Reason, to y'all?
Yo, go ahead.
If they do decide to redo this contract,
if we trade him, everyone prepare for the regression on defense.
Prepare for that. And also,
somebody's gonna get picked.
If we do this deal, damn it, right now the best time to do it while Tua's still on his rookie deal and still developing. If you're gonna do it now. If you're gonna do it now.
Yeah, but here's the problem: if this guy makes it messy, he's gonna put us in a situation where he's gonna hurt what we can get back.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So here's my question now, Rhino.
Sure.
You there?
Yes, sir.
Do you get ahead of it with what I just said?
It makes me sick, man. It makes me sick. Because like everyone's saying in the chat and people here too, they supported this guy when he had some off the field issues, on the field issues, and they stood up for him high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
and they already made him the highest paid corner with his last contract.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was saying. He was one of the highest paid cornerbacks at that time, man.
He was number one. He became number one. Yeah.
He was number one.
Dude, he was the first corner to make over $15 million.
Yeah, what
the well, this is the thing, right? Half of me, I don't blame him. It's a business. And X has always said it's a business to him. I
agree.
Okay, so I don't blame him in that part, but I think he would go further if he would have taken a different tack than bringing this agent. I think this is a move that says, dude, Mr. Dolphins, we're going to war.
Yeah, because we already, Rhino, we already knew you wanted money. Now you make the move as soon as it happens. And here's my thing with this. Yep. We made did we not? Did we or did we not at the time we signed him make Byron Jones the highest paid corner in the NFL?
Yeah.
Buddy, he's number 3. And we haven't even hit free agency yet 1 year, okay? Because people just got re-upped. Jalen Ramsey's contract, people got re-up and extended. So what? Xavien Howard, you want to be the number 1 paid corner for like 3 days?
Yeah.
That's what this is all coming down to.
Yeah.
You and the pride and the ego of being the highest paid corner for what? 3 days, a month, 2 months until
Reason,
someone
can
else
I
gets extended?
step in real quick?
Check out Nico's comment reason.
Let me just say, I'll do Nico's comment first.
All right, go ahead.
No, go with
Trade
Nico's
X
comment.
to Dallas for Amari and their first. That's what Nico typed.
No, he said with a question mark.
Yep.
I don't know.
If
Dallas
you want
is desperate for a corner, and that's a
No,
big name.
no.
That's a splash name
I
for
don't
Jersey.
want that Amari contract.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'll take Michael Gallup, a first and a fifth. Let's go with that.
Nice.
Everyone sleeps on Gallup, bro.
Not me.
I was gonna say,
You give me Michael Gallup and a first and like a fourth or a fifth.
Yeah, a fourth. Give me a
Okay,
fourth.
you can have X. You know what? Or you know what? I might. The thing is, he's putting us in a position where we might only be able to get one. When if he didn't, we could have got two if he handled this silently. That's where I'm going with this. Like if he handled this privately, said, "Listen, can you guys pay me? If not, move me. Keep it silent though." Because you know what? At the end of the day, someone has to pony up for a guy who's a disgruntled player.
This
You
is
never
the
win
biggest
that.
thing
Also,
in the
it hurts
whole
our value.
offseason right
Real
here.
quick, what I hate about it also is he
And
did
Nico,
in the
I
middle-
agree with you. They want to get rid of it, but
Yeah.
I didn't wake up today as a sucker, so I ain't the guy they're gonna get rid of it
Exactly.
to.
I don't like
But I
Amari
agree with you,
Cooper.
Nico. I agree
just
with you,
don't see.
Nico.
I don't see alpha dog receiver. I
Yeah.
just don't. I don't
Me
see it.
either.
I don't want him.
I don't think any team's eating that contract.
Yeah.
None.
So that's why I'm saying, okay, I'll take Gallup, and then
They must gonna give up a boatload of picks if we want to take that
Pyro.
contract, man.
Pyro,
Yeah.
what is that picture icon? What?
So what that means is okay. So I gotta explain this for everyone because I see some
It's
people
gonna be a dull summer.
rocking it, thinking that it's like I don't know.
And then
Somehow it's an
Every
insult
show
to
is a
Tua.
different. It's a different profile.
So listen, this avatar was created for Chargers fans. If you remember, when Tua Tagovailoa won his first Rookie of the Week, Charger fans were voting for Cam Akers to try and make sure he lost, right?
Yeah.
And so on Twitter, one of the Dolphins out there on Twitter created that meme saying Tua. If you see it says Tua's face and rent free. That says Tua's living rent free in your head. So you got people out here hating on Tua, using that avatar, and they're literally saying to everyone, Tua's living rent free in my head, while they're hating on Tua. So I don't know what's going on in life right now.
Shout outs to him, man.
But that's
Shout
the
outs to him.
origin of that meme, because guess what?
Oh my gosh,
Reason was there, and like Reason knows the person that created that meme. So
But what I was going to say about X is, I hate that he what pissed me off more is that he did it in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Right before the Buffalo game.
Explain to Mr. Ball Game because he wants to know about the situation. Reason. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Pyro.
Explain what
Yeah, you
situation.
love doing that, don't you?
No, go ahead, Pyro. Go ahead, Pyro. What,
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But what I was trying to say is that you did in the middle of the season, right when a game.
The rumblings already started, and now you changed your
Yeah.
agent. Like, what does that tell you, bro?
And then it's the middle of the playoff. We need this game to get in the playoffs, and I think it really divided. I don't know if it divided the locker room, but it set a bad mood. Like, okay, this guy doesn't really care about the team right now. He cares about money.
No, I don't think X. I that would be.
I think he
don't
wants
know,
to win. I think he just wants to
Yeah,
get paid while
Paid
he's
too.
I get. No, I'm saying like right now, your focus shouldn't be about the contract. It should be like
Maybe that's why he got rid of the agent. Maybe the agent.
But I'm
did-
just
Well,
saying.
maybe he picked up an agent who doesn't have a good history with us.
Yeah, this guy's even worse.
Like this guy, if they want to get paid, they leave, right? His last two guys that dealt with us were Paul Soliai and Olivier Vernon. How'd
This
that
guy
end?
has 3 homes based off of Dolphin contracts.
Yeah,
outside
like
of
literally,
Miami.
how did
He's a
Olivier?
hardball.
Both of those guys didn't extend with us. They left and got paid.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
this
good.
guy plays hardball, man.
Yeah,
You-
man.
you-
Like this
you-
isn't
you-
gonna. It's not pretty.
You all think X is doing this because Byron is the highest paid? cornerback on the team, but he's clearly outperforming him.
No,
on
he wants
all
to
pro
be higher.
levels.
No, the word that I've heard
No.
is he wants to be higher paid than Ramsey, bro.
Yeah.
It's not even Byron Jones. It's he wants to be the number one guy because he hasn't
Ego,
been named
ego, man.
defensive player of the year. I don't think yet.
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet.
No, not yet. They haven't named the awards haven't come out yet. But I think he thinks he's gonna win it, and if he wins it,
Yeah, that's gonna be a big old
Yeah. That's his
trophy.
ammo.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, that's my
Imagine if he
ammo.
don't win it.
That's the big guns. And
I
then
Imagine
wonder-
if Aaron Donald wins it.
Yeah, I wanted him to win it, but now it's this.
well, I was talking with someone. I'll just say this: I was talking with someone, and their theory, and they're connected to some people, I guess. Their theory is that they think it was X was the one that was talking when you heard about the defensive player in Armando's. And the basic belief is that he's petty enough to do that. So I'm not saying it was him. Yeah, because remember one of them was a defensive player, right? Well,
I wouldn't be surprised.
From like this person is theorizing. They haven't heard anything, but this person theorized to me privately that they think it might be X because he's petty enough to do that.
Wow.
I always
Wow.
think it was Gesicki because every time he caught a ball from
there was
Tua,
three.
he looked like
There
he
was
had
three.
a fucking thumb up his ass. You know what I'm saying?
No, but when I was told by that, so okay, what I was also told was I wasn't told names, I wasn't told anything, but I was told basically, don't always look at guys who are signed to the team. That's basically what I was told.
If that's true, man, that is very
Dirty.
very. I mean, to me, because one, you're one of the team's faces on this team, and for you to
Yeah, but
say
I told you this, guys. Remember, like 4 or 5 days ago. Remember who was I theorizing with you guys? Antonio Callaway. Remember I said don't forget about guys like Antonio Callaway.
Yeah.
And this was I was told this stuff like around the same time, but like almost right after, basically. And so, like, this is what I'm sitting here saying. Like, you got to think about guys that who was another guy that I thought of?
Breda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hypothesized. I came up with this with Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say one of them ain't Matt Breda?
Yep.
His usage went down when Tua came in. The coaching staff overall didn't use him very well. He's clearly not coming back. That's a name where he ain't got nothing to lose.
Jordan Howard.
I think it's
Jordan
more,
Howard. That's right. There you go, Rhino. Bam. There you go.
especially Jordan Howard. I think probably Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Because he showed was disgruntled.
But
Even
to me, it's not a big
his
deal.
body
Even,
language.
even in the article, everything they said was vanilla, bro. It was so vanilla because on a team, man, no one likes everyone all the time. I mean, for
No.
God's sakes, you're around each other all day.
Yeah, they always hard on the rookie, man. It's always been like that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It is what it is, man. Like, I'm not hating. I mean, the guy wants to get paid. He earned it. My thing is, I don't know if these guys are going to pay him.
He's worth it. I just hate how he went about it. And
Well, my thing is, listen, if you could have literally, it sounds like his agent went to them, didn't like the answer he got, leaked it to the media. X said, "Why are you leaking this to the media?" Said, "Screw you," and then made the change. But when you make the change, people already know what your play was when it leaked to the media.
Yeah.
So now it just, without you having to say a damn word, you brought it right back to the forefront, bro. And here's the thing: you don't think people in the Dolphins organization who have been around, who have dealt with Cantor, are gonna sit there and raise their eyebrows, bro?
Of course, yeah.
Come on, man. Like, people gotta start thinking outside of a 1-year vacuum here, bro.
Like, I don't blame X. Okay, as a business
No, go get your.
situation.
Hey, you're not 30. This is your last chance, especially if you stay with the Dolphins before you hit 30 to get paid. You earned it. Go get it. All I'm sitting here saying is I don't know if it's gonna be here.
Right, but I don't blame him for picking the agent because if you take a certain stance, you want the money, right? Now, only he knows what he's willing to do or not do. Is he willing to sit out? That's the problem, okay? And then hurting the value we may get. I don't know what he's thinking, really. I don't know if he's thought it through.
Maybe
My thing is, you know what you also got to think about when you're guaranteeing him more money? You got to think about the knees.
Mm.
Is he one knee injury away from never being the same again? Because he's already been battling them since Baylor.
Someone could say every player's like that, but I take
Dude,
your point.
well, no, Rhino, we made him the highest paid corner, okay? And last I checked, one of those years on the contract, you can basically chalk it up because he only played, what, like a handful of games before he got injured?
Yeah, he literally hasn't played a whole year.
That's
Yeah,
another thing. His injury history.
You know what I'm sitting here and saying? Like, this is another factor here. And guess what? I keep telling all of you this. This is what I used to say about Tua. When I keep telling people, there's a difference when you're 22, 21, and you're healing. You know what I mean? You heal faster. You heal better. You heal quicker. You don't feel it when you get up in the morning. When you start reaching 28, 29, God
30.
forbid 30, you feel it when you wake up in the morning a lot more than you did when you're 22. You don't heal as fast. You don't heal as good. So this is what I'm sitting here saying. What is he? I think he's 27 going on 28 right now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just sitting here and saying you're playing with fire when you start putting more money on the table. But I will say this. Flip side. This is the season if you're going to do it to guarantee him more money.
This is it.
So there is a flip side to the people that don't want to trade him. This is the season because I'm really, you know what? If you're going to trade him, make it a package that's worth it. If you're going to keep him, let's keep rocking because I don't want to trade him. I love our secondary. I think the secondary is the backbone of this defense and what we saw this year. And, you know, Dante's right. Especially if you start hanging on to being the highest, you know, scoring defense, you can't hang on to that. But with this secondary, we got a damn good chance of being a top 3 one next year.
Yeah.
You start breaking that up and putting a guy like Noah in there, even if you want to put a Patrick Surtain or Caleb Farley or J.C. Horn or you're still dealing with the learning curve, and it's not X.
Fuck it, bam.
It's a one thing to say, hey, this guy's a potential ball hawk because he was one at college. Another thing to say, this is a legitimate, proven ball hawk at the National Football League level. That's different ball game, man. And no pun intended, but like different ball game, man. And here's the thing. Listen, I've said this so many times. My heart broke when I sat there and I got the news that Vontae Davis was traded to the Indianapolis Colts because I thought we had something so special between him and Sean Smith. And they split him up, and Sean Smith ended up being a stud in KC.
Thanks,
and he was a stud in the Colts. And then he went to Buffalo and said, screw this weather, screw this team, screw this organization. I'm retiring. We should love me even more for doing that to the Bills. Right? So hold on a sec. We have, the potential I saw. This is the best corner duo we've had since those two were in the building. And yet we got them at the time in their career where that we were salivating over seeing with Smith and Davis together. We have that right now. Why get rid of it? And listen, Boyer knows these guys better than ever. He's going into his second year. Why have him starting to tinker? Let him start to be a puppeteer instead of being a tinkerer right now. Like, our defense is literally a 2-down, run stuffing, nose gapping, a gap filling, nose tackle that can kick Raekwon and Wilkins to his flanks on the ends, and then when Raekwon can kick back inside on passing situations, and we're an alpha middle linebacker away from having the best defense in the NFL. Why play with it?
Nick Bolton.
Bam.
But
Bam.
I think reason Boyer has some skills, with a Z. And this is his show. This draft is his. I think his reign will be really judged on this baby because this caps it right for the most part. This reconstruction, rebuild, whatever you want to talk about. Now you have this little X issue. Maybe it's not even an issue like Mr. Ballgame said. Maybe he's just talking. Maybe this is a shot over the bow and say, hey,
he wants to
X,
get paid.
Hey X, let's sit down. Maybe we do a little numbers here. Let's take it easy. You're a soft-spoken dude. You're a quiet dude, and we want to kind of treat you fairly.
Just increase the guarantee. You don't even have to add years. Just
You
increase
said
the
that,
guarantee,
right?
man.
Yeah, reason you said let's do the guarantee. Maybe one more year. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that. You know why? No, actually, you know what? I do agree with you, Drew Boo. You know why? I'm pretty sure one more year lines him up with the same year that Byron's contract ends.
Oh.
So I'm actually down for one more year and guaranteeing more money.
Can I ask this? Does anyone think that this is a surprise to Greer or Flores?
No, because the guy was
think it is.
producing, bro.
Yeah, I think they have a plan.
I don't want him going.
I don't want him going either.
Our secondaries are strongest part of our team. Why am I going to tinker with it?
Bam.
Every
ball game.
Yeah, what up?
game.
The ball game.
Ball game, sir.
Yeah. How y'all doing tonight?
Very good.
Every interception
Ball game.
he caught was a narrative changer. And if you didn't at any point think that when Byron Jones was signed to the contract he was signed, that X wasn't thinking, I got to go out here and play my ass off this next season to prove I'm the actual alpha of this group, you are sadly mistaken, because this was bound to happen. But it is what I consider a problem worth having.
Oh God, yes.
Exactly. Man, ball game.
Two guys
Ball game.
Two guys that can go out and erase the other team's primary and secondary option at their receiving core is a advantage that a lot of teams would love to have. And the fact that we have that and we got a defensive-minded coach, I don't see them letting him get out the building. They'll increase the guarantees. They'll figure out a way to craft they'll figure out a way to get him happy so that he is still in the building, because he has to be a part of this thing for us. Otherwise, we're taking a huge step backwards. When the strength of our defense is truly the secondary. So,
and
what
ball
you got?
game before
Yeah,
Powerhouse says, Powerhouse, you got it, bro. Like I said, since Vontae Davis and Sean Smith, I mean, since Madison and Surtain, have we ever had a pair that have complemented each other as good as these guys?
No.
Even Byron Jones had an uptick in turnover production this year, playing with X that Cowboy fans said we weren't getting.
Right. Yeah, they are definitely a true match made for football,
and your quarterback's on a rookie contract, so pay the money to them. Anyways, Powerhouse, I know you wanted to ask a ball game something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, don't you think having Byron Jones is the reason why X got those 10 interceptions?
But one without a shadow of a doubt, one complements the other. The fact that you have Byron opposite X, but they both have two different skill sets anyway. One's a natural ball hawk, and the other one is just a natural shutdown corner. So, they are exactly what Patrick Surtain and Sam Madison used to be.
Thank you.
And they play off of each other, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can look across the league, and you can't find, maybe at best in their prime, Peters and Humphrey in Baltimore.
Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. I like
Peters.
that.
You know what I'm saying? But they're still not X and Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good one, because even Gilmore with Jason
Gilmore's by
Jackson in them,
by
it's not.
himself.
Yeah. Even Ramsey over there, it's by himself.
Well, he has help now because Troy Hill is playing.
Yeah,
that's my guy, by the way. Coach Tim over at St. Bonaventure. He is playing lights out.
Wow.
So,
pick 6 last week too.
Yeah. Well, he's had one in the last 4 weeks.
Yes, he did. You're not about to sit here and say X and Byron level right now, because they're proven.
Right. Yeah, definitely. You know,
but Troy Hill's on the.
But here's the thing,
he's on the upward tick though.
But ball game.
Yeah, bro.
But Hill's being able to do what he's do because guys are sticking away from Ramsey.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I just
the
hope
problem I got. Huh?
No, I'm saying I just hope that we can make a run to the Super Bowl with these guys.
Oh yeah, I don't think the intention, once you build something like this, the intention is
not to tear it
down. You know what I mean? Is to figure out at all costs how you can effectively keep it together. Even if it means that we can't be as aggressive and free agent as we might want to be, they're not going to dismantle this defense because that is already solidified as a strength for us. And you can go heavy in the draft with what you need and take your chances there. Some of these kids, man, when you look at them across the board, a lot of these kids are ready to play right now, right? So, it's not a whole lot that you really have to get them acclimated to. You know what I mean? That quarterback position is definitely one of the more intricate spots. But another year in the system with Hunt and Kenley and even I'm even willing to jump. I'm willing to jump back out there, and give Jackson another shot as well. Well, he gonna get it anyway. But even Flowers, bro, Flowers being more acclimated maybe and trusting the guys around him a little more. He won't look like a train wreck because if it comes down to it and X gets that money, we won't probably have the money to go into free agency and get a guy like Taylor Moton anyway. So we have to go into the draft and get our kid. You know what I'm saying? Which it's still a solid plan. But the thing is that you have to have something to build upon and lean on. And we did that already. The defense is there. Like the reason said, we are nose tackle and a Mike linebacker away from being arguably the top defense in the league. And we were the number one scoring defense all the way up until the Buffalo game. So
to 5. To 5, yeah.
We went to 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 pieces away from a complete set. I'll take that any day. I'm not touching any of that. That's already there. I know I can go out there next year, even if I don't draft that nose tackle or that Mike linebacker. I know that the guys that I have can get it done. You feel me?
Benito Jones.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but he's better. He's more of a pass rushing nose, right?
Rusher. Yeah.
He's actually not a run stuffing guy.
But can't they build him to be that run stuffing guy?
That's not his game, brother. That's not his game.
The problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem you run into when you're looking for what we're looking for. Specifically, you want a guy who has already been battle tested and is proven that is his niche. You know what I mean? And a guy like Tyler Shelvin, I know he's on our list. I know the Dolphins got this dude circled because any defensive coordinator running a 3-4 scheme has to have this kid.
And that's your Vince Wilfork right there.
6'4", 346 pounds. It takes everything you got. That's 2 combo blocks up front. That's a combo block up front that has to deal with that guy. You're not leaving somebody one-on-one with that. That's what we need up front.
About a rook.
It doesn't matter.
About a man. You're talking about a man.
Yeah, but if you watch him play, he already is ahead of schedule.
He is.
That kid has everything. The only thing he needs is the right coach to keep him motivated, which was the same thing they said about Raekwon. And then you see what Raekwon did.
Oh no, he's
Thanks.
Problem is, I think somebody gonna block us from getting him. Just because, they'll make the move. They'll figure out how to get him. But
he might slip. The reason why he might slip is because of no tape this year.
Yeah.
Reason Dante is hating his life. I saw him on his Twitter. He's going, "Oh yeah, this is not going to be fun."
With what? With what?
With the way the combine is now. They're going to split it up and everything.
Yeah.
He's not loving his life.
Yeah, it's. But I mean, he was just going to be virtual. Yeah. I think his partner was going to be boots on the ground, but now he'll be virtual, obviously, too, right? Wow. They had to expect it, man. My thing is ball game.
Yeah, bro.
There can't be anyone sitting there. No team can sit there with
move it to Florida.
Exactly.
For 40s, right? You know,
just move it to Florida.
They don't. Teams actually don't go by the official time. They have their own timers there, right?
Yeah,
bring it to Florida.
You can't have your own guy there,
right?
Or are they going to allow? Are they going to allow teams there and not and no media?
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like, can you have one scout there? Like,
they have to
move it to Florida.
No, they don't. They don't have to do anything. I mean, here's the thing that I think is interesting. At this point right now, it all is going to come down to who watches the most film. And can truly
the best evaluators of film
evaluate the best. Yes. I think we
I
got
like
two.
our scouting
I think
staff.
exactly. That's my point.
I love
right
it,
there.
Mr. Ball Game. You're right.
We I don't even think we missed on Noah. I just think Noah's a long-term solution. So aside from him, we killed it.
This could
In my opinion.
Well, what was the ball game? What was the
Austin
other
Jackson.
conversation we had backstage that people need to realize too, right? When you look at it, there's multiple things when you look at a team's draft board. One, usually the GM's draft board only goes to like the fifth round. And then he goes to his local scouts and he relies on them to basically round out. And then that's when, we won't go into the further detail we got because we're not allowed to talk about that. But, the other stuff was, people need to think that when you walk into a war room, guys, it's not BPA is not like horizontal. It's okay at this pick. I'm okay with this player, this player, this player, this player. So it's not vertical. It's not vertical. It's horizontal, right? Like by their picks, they don't go vertically. They go horizontal. So they're like, okay, at 5, I want this player, this player, this player, this player, this player. At 18, this player, this player, this player, this player, this player. At 26, this player. Like that's how they line it up. So people need to realize that's how it is. They got a bunch of players. They're okay with that number, and then they put them in order and they X them out as they go.
They go off the board,
right?
Yeah.
So
same way I do mine. That's the same way I do mine, though.
That's how I do mine too. But
it is
for people out here,
tiers, okay.
Yeah, but for people out here, I do the vertical stuff. But my stuff is I do horizontal.
Oh, yeah, horizontal tiers.
This guy here, yeah.
You're doing a free agent show in the near future.
I'm aiming for Monday. I'm just waiting on all the graphics to come in.
Oh wow. Okay.
And the beautiful thing about being free agents in the NFL is I can just clip out their highlights with all 22. So screw you, CBS, and all you mothers that want to knock me down. So because I keep telling y'all people, when I do my stuff, I'm gonna have highlight packages for the college players. But if y'all sit there and think I'm skimming through all 22 and clipping up for all like 50 different players, y'all lost your mind. Because I mean, it's I like highlight packages running while I talk about the players. So I mean, this is gonna be all 22. I don't know if I'm gonna do all 22 for my college big boards. It's probably just gonna be like
it's a lot.
I'm basically gonna clip up broadcast, but like take out like the CB, like all the watermarks and stuff.
I'll let Mr. Ball Game help you.
Oh yeah. So, but I think what am I gonna? Because basically, what I'm gonna do is we'll talk about it. Like I'll have shows about it, but I'm gonna identify our top, like what I did last year, right? I identify the top 5 needs. And then I do 5 big boards, right, off of those needs, and then basically top 10 big boards. It's top 5 plus honorable mentions, and the honorable mentions are 6 through 10. Basically, it's my fancy way of saying that. So, I mean, this year, basically, so far, a little bit of a preview. The big board, like my big boards, are looking like it's going to be wide receiver, running back. I haven't decided. I might clump O-line together and not just stick to offense. I might just put them all together. And then I'm thinking obviously linebacker and then nose tackle.
It's a nice tease.
So,
I like it.
That'll be because linemen, like, I think there's so many different ways we can go. I think there's only there's certain tackles I would go with, and then there's certain like centers I would go with, but there's certain tackles I wouldn't draft. Like, so, we can go so many different ways where they draft a guy like Wyatt Davis and keep, they keep what's his face at tackle. They keep Hunt at tackle. They could draft Panay, kick him inside. They could just, they could sign Taylor Moton, and all we go is for the center in the draft. Right? So, like, that's why if I bunch them together, not only will the list be sexier, but like it'll be probably like just better to watch. And then I'm probably gonna have like a list that I'll name off at the beginning of guys who didn't make it, who I still like, because like if I'm doing that, I like Daniel Fallell from Minnesota. He's not making it, right? And I really like that guy. I think he's like, I asked Dante. Dante has him as a top 50 player.
He's
So-
a mammoth human being.
I love him, bro. You know what I mean? And like, to be honest with you, I'm probably gonna figure out a way to find him at the back end of the honorable mentions, just because that's what I do with my subject. That's the way you'll see subjectiveness only with reason at the back ends when I try to sneak guys in at 10, 9, and 8. That's where you'll see. Like James Morgan was a subjective on my quarterback big board last year. Because I love the kid. I think he's got a lot of tools if you develop him. So yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a preview. So, but like, there's like, but if I'm doing, if I was going objective, I don't know if Daniel Fallal would be in there, right? Now he would be near the end, but I don't know. I'd have to actually sit there, and I haven't done that big board yet. I've done my tackles, my centers, and I haven't even done guards because I don't think we need a guard. Because I think we have the answers on the team.
Yeah, Kenley and
Yeah, and if they don't believe in Hunt and you're not going to use him at center, why can't I see Dieter at guard?
That guard again.
So I don't know if we need a guard. Like I like Wyatt Davis. I think he's a good pick, but I would take Landon Dickerson over him, right? So you know what I mean? Center. Like I would be. Here's the thing. Like my top 2 offensive linemen in this draft are probably. It's probably. That's tough, right? Like. Because Dickerson's in the conversation for 2. It's either him or Slater for me for 2. And here's another guy. Here's another thing people got to keep in the comment. Check this one out. Flores and his staff might absolutely love Rashawn Slater, okay? And ask Rhino. I showed him some stuff on the kid. Thing is, he can play tackle, guard, or center.
Oh, yeah, him. Hell yeah.
That's something Flores likes.
And he is a big man.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. Okay, so like that's something they might like a kid like that, and he's pretty polished. Like you can see, he got better every year at Northwestern, man. Like he's a guy you can see his growth on tape, just like Daniel Fallal. You can see his growth on tape because he was playing rugby like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, he was raw. He was raw coming from Australia,
and now he's a beast, man. I would take that guy at right tackle, and y'all know who I love, my boy Abraham Lucas, right? So.
And you're not big on Chaz Surratt, right? Reason?
No, I am. I think he's big, but I think when you compare him to like Moses and Bolton and Xavien, he's way like. Here's the thing, y'all know I love Bolton, but at ball game, I was telling Kevin and Dante backstage. Yeah. What was I saying? Xavien's the prototype for the Patriots defense. Because I love Bolton. That's my subjective guy, but I know they might not like his height.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, if he was Xavien's height, it wouldn't even be a question, bro. I would say take that man at 18 and don't even look back.
Yeah.
True.
But his height is why you see him flirting with, like, second back end of the first.
Yep.
But that says a lot for a guy his height. But that's my thing, ball game. You're a defensive mind. Do I give a fuck about height if the guy's a sure tackler and I got here's the thing. I got 110 plus back-to-back tackle seasons in the SEC, and the general consensus in the hardest conference of all of college football is Nick Bolton's the best tackler in the league.
Yep. They say he's 6 foot.
Why do I care? Yeah, he's 6 foot. Why do I care if he's not 6'3" or 6'4"? And I can argue he's better in coverage than Xavien Collins.
Yes.
I like him.
So why do I but I get height, size.
Yeah, all those
Xavien Collins screams Deontay Hightower. I get that.
Yeah.
But dude, I get Xavien's athletic for the way he moves for a man that's 230, 240. Shouldn't be able to do that. But bro, I say it again. Nick Bolton shoots gaps like lightning, and he hits motherfuckers like thunder, bro. So, and look at what Dante said. When I asked Dante, ballgame, you were there. I said, yo, tell me, what was the first thing? And he says, Dante said to me, he's like, we both basically agreed. Xavien, prototypical size-wise, that's more of a Flores guy. Your ballgame was there. He heard me say that.
Yeah.
But what did he say? First thing out of his mouth, that man plays angry.
Yeah.
And I want that. I want someone that's gonna kill you, bro. Cleanly. Yeah. Cleanly. Bro. Listen. Here's the thing. No, ball game. How many times were we killed over the intermediate level on crossing routes?
Oh shit, quite a bit.
Do that with Nick Bolton and Paris Ford single high and see how that ends, bro.
So I think I just found Reason's wet dream. I mean, I never seen
that's everybody's wet.
Buddy, he's Zach Thomas, bro. I literally see Zach Thomas with
was
Ricky
waiting for you to say
Williams
that.
dreads when I see this kid, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And Reason, shouldn't Zach Thomas should be the main one to break the mold, man?
Yeah, the problem is really only the fact that like the guys spend so much of their evaluation time on size. I mean, on the actual prototypical person for the scheme that, you know what I'm saying? He could very well be on their list, but Collins is going to beat him out for the top spot of a guy that they can get because Collins fits all of the physical attributes.
He's prototypical in this scheme. In this scheme, he's the prototypical fit.
Yeah, and
size-wise,
I'm telling you, Flores is looking for his Dante Hightower, bro. Like he wants that. He had that, so of course he's gonna be accustomed to wanting that.
Yo, buddy, I hope he at 18 he goes somewhere else, and he goes, and my boy Nicky's staring down the barrel, bro.
Little Nicky. They'll take him. I believe they'll take him. I believe without a shadow of doubt, they wouldn't hesitate on taking him.
If it was good value,
if it's good value,
because me and Ball Game from doing this, talking to Richmond, talking just to people. One thing we've learned from the whole process so far, in terms of like talking to people about draft and stuff, is the organization. And I've kind of tried to tell everyone this, right, with the terms of how you learned last year how much they value draft picks with not trading back, right? Me and Ballgame have learned not only do they value draft picks, but they also value guys at good value. Like that is something that matters to this organization. Like they want good value with their picks. So that's why the picks matter to them, because they think they can get good value at those high picks.
And
that's why they just don't flaunt them around like, oh, let's move them back because we got so many.
And then when they got a player that they value, like you said, Reason, they'll trade up for a la
should have traded up for worse.
Kinley.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, but look at the
thing.
Because it was good value.
So I believe not only was Flores so elated and happy about the Raekwon pick, but he also knew that the value.
Yeah.
Right? When you think about it, and you think about what he did,
first round talent,
year,
buddy.
First round talent in the third round.
Yep. Buddy, you remember I had the delay, and Ballgame, you were on the stream where I open the stream and said, we need to take him at 56 because you know how much I love this kid. And bro, I tried to look away. I saw all y'all dancing around when we took at whatever at 56, and I had muted you guys or whatever. And bro, when I was just as happy as when they took Tua.
I've never seen Ballgame happier, bro.
I told
bro, that was the pick, bro.
I told Ballgame, I said, Ballgame, should we get Raekwon right here, man? And you say, yeah, man. And then as soon as we picked him, bro, I was just like Ballgame. I was dancing too.
Yeah, I thought Ballgame was doing the jig, bro.
Ballgame, man. He got moves now. He got the moves.
My big board, I only had Kinlaw and Derek Brown ahead of Raekwon.
That's it.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it, bro. I was like, and that big board was scheme fit. And what's crazy, top 5, Benito was number 6.
All I know is
getting going at 36.
Sorry, say again.
Yeah, the Austin Jackson when Ball Game's face heard that.
Yeah,
buddy, I literally said before that pick, I literally said, I hope they do. I hope I don't hear Austin.
Yeah,
hold on, sorry. I said, didn't I say, please God, don't be Austin Jackson?
Yes.
And bam, he came. I was like, oh my God. You know why? Because I knew they were reaching. I knew I could read the board. They saw all these guys going, and they're like, oh, we got to take our guy.
Get one.
And then, it would have been even better, man, because we got the number 3 pick. And say we do get Sewell. I mean, it would be. I ain't gonna say it's a wasted pick at the pick we got him, but it would be like we could have still gotten somebody else.
Well, at least we got 2 legit guys on the end now.
Yeah.
Like Shawise.
Because I would rather Jackson than Davenport, at least. Well, I mean, hold on a sec. Davenport had like 40 reps in there this year, and they're actually kind of impressive. So I retract that statement.
He looked
So-
good. He looked pretty good.
Hold on. I want Jackson pre-injury before people knew they could go
Right.
across his face.
You
I
just
want
took it.
that
You just
guy.
took the words. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
Before
want
he
that
got
guy.
injured, he was actually very, very sufficient.
And before
in run
Bradley
blocking and
Chubb,
pass blocking.
before Bradley Chubb clearly watched the USC tape and said, "Oh, that's how you beat him," and then laid the blueprint for everyone to watch. Like, Jesus Christ,
He can
That
get
guy
better
was-
at that though.
Oh yeah, no. You know what?
Stronger.
Here's the thing, ball game. I've said Hunt's a guard, right? Have I ever once said Jackson's not a starting left tackle? Nope.
No.
He's still young, man. I know he can
Yeah.
grow, bro. And here's the thing: we talked with Richard about this ball game. You know, the guy hits the weight room. You're gonna get a different. You're gonna get a different Austin Jackson. So
Yeah, it's with
And man,
ball
Robert
drop, it'll be
Hunt.
fine.
And man,
I
Robert
keep
Hunt
telling
need to hit the
y'all.
weight room.
I need that
No,
mean
Robert Hunt
streak.
needs to be in guard.
I
He
need
has full strength.
I need that mean streak, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I was excited when I heard he ripped off. Was it Raekwon Davis's jersey or whatever?
Yeah,
Raekwon
Yeah.
Davis.
You know, in training
Raekwon
camp,
Davis.
I was excited. I was like, "Oh my god, maybe my evaluation was wrong." Then I watched him this season. I was like, "Oh no, my evaluation was right." Because if you go back to my evaluation, I literally said, what did I say? Looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. Like I literally said that about him, bro.
And
And-
Shout out to Balaj.
You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to Bilal.
If we get Sewell, that can change because
You're wrong for that.
a lineman like Sewell come in, that changes the narrative of we need to tighten up. We can get more stronger. Like if Sewell playing with aggression, the whole line is gonna play with aggression.
So Sewell has leadership qualities that I can already I can tell right now
He
is
brings
going
that
to have
fire,
a
bro.
positive effect on the
Yeah.
entire
Brings that
offensive
fire.
line. So
Mhm.
I hope that's the pick for real.
And he brings that fire too, man. Not just
The,
the
the,
leadership.
Yeah.
the problem, the
Fire.
problem, the problem you're gonna have. Well, I don't say it's a problem. It's a good problem to have, but you're talking about. He's a kid coming in, joining a group of guys that already pretty much had the goddamn truck thrown onto to them in weeks at a time, and this kid still got to go through that. So
Yeah.
none of our guys, if anything, gonna take a back seat to this kid coming in thinking that he's the next hot shit. So he gonna have to,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
He'll earn it. Yeah,
because-
he'll earn it.
I mean, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt
Yeah.
that, but I know for a fact that Kenley and
Hunt.
Austin Jackson. Oh.
them dudes, them dudes don't take shit from nobody.
They
So
were playing
Yeah,
hurt,
yeah.
right,
And you a
Baldwin?
rookie.
They were playing
Huh?
hurt. They were playing
yeah,
hurt.
they were playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All right, guys. Let's start with you, Ryan. I want to go through final thoughts. Start with you, buddy.
Well, you know, like always, fins up, but the Xavien Howard situation is what's on my mind. I hope we find a way to keep him. I hope he's willing to play fair. I don't mind him being the highest paid player. I just hope he works with the team. You know, he's young. We really need to try and keep him, and I hope he doesn't hurt his value if we have to trade him. That's my nightmare scenario, that he goes hardball and he hurts the value we can get for him and where we get screwed. But fins up, King Tua.
Damian, let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
You know, I'm just happy and happy about what our coach did. He stood out there and he stood behind his guy that he drafted. And I'm just optimistic about what the future holds for us Dolphins, and pay him. And let's get it going and get this Super Bowl. Fins up.
Drew Boo, what are your final thoughts, buddy?
Final thoughts is I'm gonna be enjoying the off season with Tua bringing his guys. Maybe there'll be a pig roast in Hawaii for his new coach. I don't give a rat's, but it's going to be something else. And please draft a couple of defensive players for Coach Ballgame. And fins up.
Martin, let's get your final thoughts, buddy. And welcome to the Mod Squad, by the way.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that, man. I've seen it. Thank you very much. So definitely when it comes to Flores sticking his, he didn't even have to do it, to be honest, but for him to do it and to assure Tua that he has his back right now in the midst of all the confusion is a big positive. And I just want to say, for anybody who has doubts about Tua and they didn't see enough this year or whatever, look, even when it comes to stats, it was up and down, but the Arizona game, the Cincinnati game, the Kansas City game, the Patriots, the Chargers, like Tua showed us clearly that that he can handle the NFL.
Mhm.
The only thing is we just need to continue to, you know, build and develop and make sure guys are on the same page come year 2, and we'll be fine. I'm not even worried about it.
Agreed, brother. All right, let's hear your thoughts. Pinay Sewell. Oh, sorry, my bad. Powerhouse.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this off season. I can't wait to see Tua progress and get stronger. I'm excited to see this O-line get stronger, and hopefully we can bring in a good offensive coordinator and help Tua out and bring us some wins to get to the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Pyro, what's on your mind for final thoughts, buddy?
Well, first of all, that we know that this coaching staff was behind this guy all along. People need to dead the whole Watson trade thing, especially now that X wants, you know, more money guaranteed.
Mhm.
That should automatically put that to rest. And as always, I think that we should all, you know, just back the guy, man. He's a rookie. We can't keep giving this guy so many, you know, controversy in his first, you know, season in the NFL. That's crazy, man. I never seen a quarterback have all this freaking issues coming in. I mean, I'm like, Jesus, this guy doesn't have a break. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. But fins up. Always.
Always root against the Texans, right?
Fins
we don't have no Bill O'Brien on that team.
No. Always root against trading for Deshaun Watson from the Texans.
Yes.
Yeah. Or draft a running back in the first 2 rounds.
Wow. I can't agree with that. Because Javonte Williams is sitting there.
Yeah, Javonte
Oh,
Williams.
my
I like
God.
Javonte Williams. I do.
I'll check you game back. By the way, but you know, always root against Watson.
Yeah, all right. Ball game. Let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
Hey, I came in late, man, but I think everyone has a real good understanding of where we are right now. I think there's still some naysayers, but you know those are to be expected because you got to think about the history of this team and what we've done over the last 20 some odd years that just so close but yet so far away type of thing, and they really deserve what's about to happen. You know what I mean? But you know, it's like waiting for Christmas with a kid, right? The day before Christmas, it's the worst day ever, and it seems like it's the longest day ever, but it's coming. You know what I mean? Just gotta be patient. And X did what he was supposed to do. I'm not mad at the man for wanting this money. I think in order to successfully keep what we have in place and keep it successful, we got to do what we got to do and do right by him because we have the resources to do it at this point. And it would be different if we didn't. Then I'd say, okay, well, get off of him and get what you can get. But we have the resources to do it. He earned the money. Pay the man so he's happy and we can move on from that situation because for me, I'm always about if you got a defense, the offense is going to take some time anyway. They can carry you for a while. And when once you offensively connected on all fronts, let it burn, and then do your thing. So I think that's what, you know, I believe that's what Flores' mindset is. You know, I built the defense to sustain us and hold us in the dark times. The offense, okay, we'll spend the money in this offseason to get what we need, and we'll get it through the draft because, like I said, there's some good kids out there, man, that can come in and help us right away. It is what it is. I'm done talking to people about Tua. I got into a situation today in a chat with a guy, and he was trying to tell me about Tua Tagovailoa, and I told him, I said, let me ask you a question. How many All 22 videos have you watched this season of the Dolphins? Well, I'm a Cowboy fan. I said, well, let me stop you right there then. I said, the fact that you're a fan of an organization who was fighting tooth and nail not to pay the one player on your team that gave you some sense of an identity again tells me everything I need to know. You can't tell me anything about Miami. And I won't even begin to even try to explain to you how idiotic you sound trying to tell me that, especially as a Cowboy fan. I said, if you want to talk stats, we can talk stats. I got plenty of those. I said, but you're just like everybody else, always willing to have an opinion about something, but no real foundation to actually substantiate your claims. So we don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
Don't at me. Don't talk to me. We ain't got nothing else. I said, until you are ready to talk the facts, We can't talk. He was like, but Herbert did. I said, Herbert played from behind, so he's supposed to have more stats. Like you don't understand that. I said, and Herbert had better weapons. I told him, I said,
play calling too.
I told him, I said, listen, man, Devontae Parker, and I'm not knocking Parker because I love Parker because he's back healthy and he came to give us everything he's got. I said, but Devontae Parker had a 1.7 yard separation rate. That ranked him as the 33rd best wide receiver in the league.
And as a core, we were the bottom team yards after the catch.
Yes, and I told him, I said the top guy, who was Curtis Samuels from the Panthers, was 4.6 yards.
We gotta get him. We gotta get him, bro.
I said, so you tell me why I shouldn't be happy about the fact that Tua had one of the highest tight window completion percentages, even though his receivers didn't do diddly to help him.
That's
Man,
9 feet.
Get the hell out of my get out of my chat. What the hell are you talking about? We ain't got nothing else to talk about. I said, until you can find me a stat to refute that. I'm sorry about this long drawn out, but I wanted to fill y'all in on this. These are the type of people I deal with, right? So I told myself, until you can find me a stat to refute what I'm saying, we don't have anything else to talk about. I said, I'm all about educating people. I'm not gonna say I'm the the Maharaja Grand Poobah of NFL stats. But I know what I know. And you're not gonna tell me differently. I said, and the fact that you're willing to do just like everyone else and say that this kid is a bum after one season where he played 9 games and he spent his entire offseason rehabbing a hip injury that most people didn't think he would even be able to come back from is asinine. And I'm gonna leave you with this. Mind your own business and stay in your own lane, because you're a Cowboys fan, so y'all got bigger issues to worry about than the Miami Dolphins. We won 10 games. How many of y'all won? You can't even win the NFC least.
True. That's fact.
We're 7 wins would have won you the division.
Right.
All right. Florida born, Kentucky grown, $5 donation says, man, I was nervous about Tua, but I listened to you guys and the exercise physiologist that was on yesterday. I have my faith back. We finally have a QB and a great coach to lead us. And then shout out to Drew Boo, who's up here right now for the $5 donation. Appreciate it, homie. All right, guys. So as usual, y'all know what time it is. There's still 130 of you in the room. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do the super chat, stickers, or you could also do to donate to the channel, you can use PayPal.me/Finside. If you'd like to become a Patreon, there are currently 18 of you, and I appreciate each and every one of you that just smashed the like button, let alone all of you that open up your wallets to the channel, man. You guys keep it rolling, and sooner or later, Daddy Reason can just be chilling at home and doing this full time, and I can bring you guys on the boot coverage, on the boots on the ground coverage of the draft. Well, it's already going to happen if it's normal this year, but training camp and then on going down to games. So the more it happens, the better the coverage is going to get. That's all I got to really say.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. So Infinite Trauma, Rhino Sith, Fake Spike 94, Shake Money, Joe B, KL Day, Big Time, Seth, Slim Pickens, Ramon Casillas, Conflict, Red Dino, your boy Trev, Keith Davis, Marino's Goat, Josh Tranquilize, Jazz at 803. Appreciate all of my Patreons. And like I said, you guys help it keep going and keep rolling. So patchvibes.com, guys. You can use code FREEPATCHFINS for a free Miami Dolphins Silver 25th anniversary patch. And you could buy who's got the feedback like crazy? Drew Boo. That is you, Drew Boo. So we have the patch that you can do on the normal home and away jersey, and we also now have the throwback Shula 347 patch available at patchvibes.com. So you can go get those, check them out. They do good stuff over there. Support independent businesses, and especially independent businesses that support your favorite team. And then you can grab official Finside the NFL merch, teespring.com/stores/Finside the NFL. Of course, this is a year 10% off with code Finside. And guys, I will be back Monday night, and we will be looking at Reason's top 10 free agent targets.
Go.
I blame Pyro. I blame Pyro.
It's all Pyro's fault.
Yeah.
Talk about bad.
I blame all of you guys for
Talk
talking
about
trash
bad
about Najee.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, guys, I'll be back on Monday, and we'll talk about the top 10 targets for the Miami Dolphins. And as usual, I'll also be back multiple times during the week. So it is what it is. Fins up. I'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy divisional round weekend. There's some good football games. I'm sure some of you I'll be seeing backstage, watching some games with. So until then, fins up all day, every day, baby.
Yeah.